So if you're just rejoining us again, sorry if the stream just did go down there. We had a bit of a technical issue, but it looks like we've got it all sorted thanks to our very clever man behind the desk, Mr. James Fitchu. He's working very hard there. So, yeah, do apologise for that. But we are back now. Of course, we are still in one of the qualifying sessions, so racing hasn't started yet. Again, we were just discussing the wet racing line, or the dry racing line as it is now. It's more offline, isn't it, Jacob?
Yes, luckily we have the picture back up on screen that I was talking about. It looks like the track on the left-hand side of the shot. You've got a dry inside line, which the riders are using, but then even the formations of a puddle there on the outside. Whilst I don't suspect many riders will be using that particular part of the track, it's a very awkward line if you go around it like that. Offline is damper than online, and whilst we're used to seeing a lot of overtaking action here at BMB, it may prove a little bit difficult due to those conditions, and we may see a few more spills if people are taking risks.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, as you were saying, that puddle there, it's well off the racing line. I suspect if there is a bike over there, he's already crashing or straight-lining that chicane, of course, which might be a quicker way through. You never know. We'll see how that plays off if someone tries it in the day today. But, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this one. Of course, we've got a grid in front of our comms box. I'm pretty sure we're not using that grid, are we? We're using the grid that's over on the other side of the circuit. So, unfortunately, the race isn't starting right next to it, which is a bit of a shame. I like the action. I like the noise right next to the comms box. But, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, they're on the other side of the circuit. So, that's a bit of a shame. But that first corner, though, it's quite a tight one, isn't it? Or quite a fast one, actually, thinking about it, now looking at it again. That they've got into turn one, but a very fast sweeper.
It's a short run from the start-finish line, so don't expect to see huge incidents on the first lap, aka a Formula 1 race back in the noughties. But yes, it's a long sweeping right-hander they're taking, and I think it's called Paddock.
Paddock Bend, yeah.
Yeah. And it's certainly an overtaking opportunity, as are almost all the corners around here. I think the riders themselves make that so. It's not necessarily an overtaking opportunity in every Formula you see here.
No.
But yeah, it's an interesting challenge. Changing gradients, changing
conditions.
Conditions is the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for a word that describes the level of wetness, dampness.
I won't go into that wording.
No,
we'll stay clear of that. Anyway, but as you can see there in that lovely shot, you've got all the paddock there. Many people here, of course, at the Three Sisters round. Lots of action that we're expecting to see later on. You can see the cloud that covers us. Obviously, nothing looking too dangerous, but again, the range has been on and off. And again, temperatures are lovely and warm. As the rest of the marshals just going out to their final positions, we should be going into the racing shortly. About 4 minutes left of this session, I believe, that we've got, and then we're straight out onto the grids.
Yep, James Edwards currently topping this session, followed by Josh Bednarek and Martin Cockayne. We've had the rest of our qualifying sessions already. As mentioned, this is the last one, so we will be going into racing. And an interesting morning, Anthony. Good to see so many classes having a great turnout yet again. Tattershall was particularly well attended. And looks like we've kept up with the forward trend here at Wigan.
No, it definitely looks like a very busy paddock as I walk through. Lots of teams, lots of different classes. So, yeah, very, very good to see. And, of course, at the same time this is going on, we've got the MotoGP at Mugello. That's racing is currently gone. They've had the Moto3, Moto2 race, and of course they've probably had the MotoGP race now as well. You've got the Isle of Man TT, but of course the one that everyone's watching at the moment is of course the British Mini Bike Championships here at Wigan. Everyone's going to be watching this. I'm pretty sure the TT actually was cancelled again today. They've had to push it back. There was no practice out, and that's been a big shame all the way through that. But yeah, I'm sure all these guys, when they were tucked away in their caravans, tents or anything like that, phones are out, they were watching the recaps of all those other races. So very passionate riders that we've got here in the British Mini Bike paddock.
I'd imagine so. I myself stay well clear of the TT. My ex-girlfriend's from the Isle of Man. That just hurts too much, Anthony.
Well, no, I've never been to the Isle of Man, I should say. It is on my list to do. But yeah, it is on my list. So I do need to go over there. Might do it now. Quite close. I say Liverpool, get the ferry, go over.
That's how I did it. I think it was about 3 years ago, and then it was in the week prior to TT, so they're setting up. And well, seeing it in person really gives you a great perspective of what the riders put themselves through.
Yeah.
I mean, going and spectating is probably the ultimate, the one you want to go for. But even seeing those areas that you've seen on YouTube or on TV that look terrifying when they're on your screen, seeing them in real life adds an extra dimension to it for me. I can only imagine how great it is to go and spectate the actual event.
I can only imagine. Again, never been there before. So, yeah, it's just one of those. Of course, if you're watching on the stream, do let us know your comments. You've got YouTube, Facebook, probably Instagram. You can message us on Instagram, British Minibikes, or at British Minibikes.
Or indeed Alpha Live.
Or indeed Alpha Live as well. But of course, or you can message commentators themselves. So you can either message myself, Anthony Jordan Official, on Instagram. Jacob, what's yours again?
I'm Jacob DT Harris.
There we go.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat.
Across all platforms.
Use whatever you like.
There we go.
It's Jacob DT Harris.
There we go. So yeah, if you do want to drop us a question, please do so. We'll try to get it out the stream as best as we can. And it looks like we're into the final minute of this qualifying session now, so we should be going into the first races very soon. Just trying to have a look through at the standings at the moment, just to see who we've got, and just trying to go through. What year are we? We're 19, aren't we?
We're in 2019 already. Doesn't time fly when you're watching British Minibikes?
It does, yes. Right, so I can see now on my telephonic device the different classes, your championship leaders at the moment. IMR Racing Mini GP 140s, Stephen Brooks leading the way, 130 points at the moment, so he's flying away there. The IMR Junior SM 140s, it's Ryan Frost, 135 points, first in class for that series. The IMR Mini GP 110s, that is Brooke Champion who's leading that one, 145 points, so going up here, but of course different championship classes here. The Mazzano Imports Junior Super Minis Metro Kits, Alfie Davidson, 63 points leading the way. Alfie, very quick rider in his little gold liveried machine. He's flying around the track earlier. Parker Racing Stock 140s, that's Ryan Tyres leading the way in that class, 320 points. And the IMR Veterans is James Mozzie Mustika, 350 points at the moment, leading that class. Mastertech Super Minis, Joe Dickinson, 305 points. He's leading the class in that one. And then the CW Bikes Junior SM 90s, that's Daniel Stephenson with 119 points. Extra Flow Stock 160s, that's Ryan Tyres leading the championship in that one, 350 points at the moment. And then the Mazzano Imports Junior SM 65s, and that's Reese Stevenson that's leading that one, 150 points. So that's everyone that's leading the championships, all the different classes across the field. And of course, as we go into round 4 here at, well, I was going to say sunny Three Sisters Race Circuit, it's not that sunny, is it? Still plenty of cloud in the area.
Not quite. We will be kicking off today's racing with the Mini GP 110 Super Junior SM 90s class, and I don't think that's who we've got. I may have mistakenly said that was our last qualifying session. We've got one more, Anthony.
Yes, yeah, I've just noticed another qualifying session go out. There we go.
Yes, we are currently watching the Ultimate Super Minis SM Open Group 1. It's a 2-group class, so we were right in thinking they were the last bunch, but another grid split into 2 groups. And we're now seeing Group 1 of the Ultimate Super Minis qualify. This will be, I can confirm, 100% the last qualifying session.
You're going to put money on that.
And then we will move on to the Mini GP 110 Junior SM 90 class, followed by Pit Bike Stock 160s. They have 2 groups, so there'll be 2 of those races. Then you're going to see the Junior SM 65 and Metrocet GP race. Pit Bike Veterans will be up next, followed by the Pit Bike Stock 140s. They're in 2 groups as well. Big grids, Anthony, big grids.
There we go.
Junior SM 140s and the IMR Racing UK Mini GPs will be after those. Then the mini GP 110s and junior SM90s, and the pit bike stock 160s after that, also in 2 groups. Great lineup.
Yeah, looking like a great lineup today. Of course, last round I got confused because when we were at Teesside, it was because the track was so large that it was only the one group for most of the races.
Yes.
And of course, when we went to Tattershall, I got slightly confused, and yes, I thought we were going on to the next grid, but no, we weren't. It was just race 2 for that class. So yeah, try and keep me on track of that. As the number 1 bike looked like it was on the grass there at one point. I think.
Ty Clanton,
Yeah.
taking an unorthodox line down the start-finish straight.
But, well, let's see if it plays out for him. But you could see there on that last shot the sand in the circuit due to one of the oil spills earlier. Of course, they've had to tidy that up fairly quick, and riders scrambling to avoid it to get the best line round the corner. And there's the 65 machine just going past as well. And that's Sam Crooks. So there you go. So plenty of action I feel like we're going to see today, and it's good to see that everyone's come out despite the the weather conditions that we were supposed to have for today, and still everyone's come down. But yeah, no, it is very good to see. And of course, if you do want to take part in any of the rounds that you have got out there, there are some teams who rent out these bikes as well. So you can you can come down, you can rent out one of the bikes, and you can come down for a race weekend. It's not that expensive. Couple of £100 is like a full race weekend. You go down with the team, they look after the bike for you, any fuel tyres, anything like that, and yeah, it's a cracking experience. I had a go myself at Teesside. I got the opportunity to go out on one of the bikes, and they are incredibly quick. If anyone looks at these and goes, oh, they don't look that fast, they don't look that scary, trust me, they are terrifying. I've ridden many motorbikes throughout my life, and one of these was a completely different kettle of fish. It was very, very sketchy for my experience, but yeah, no, it was a cracking bit of fun. And they say you fancy going one of these, Jacob?
Absolutely no way. Whilst everything you said is absolutely correct, it's a very, very affordable form of motorsport. It's a great paddock to be involved in. Everyone is looking to help everyone else out. Some great people, really, really friendly, always feel welcome at B&B paddock. And as you said, number of teams out there will happily lend you a bike for the day for a reasonable fee. I'm just not that good. I've tried bikes, and when I say tried, I literally mean tried. I've not done a few. I've had a go on one, maybe 2.
Yep.
And it's just not for me. I can't seem to get my balance right. Doesn't help that one of them was a mini motor, and I'm 6'4". Which is a bit of a hindrance to that kind of motorbiking. But no, I'm not even a massive fan of push bikes. I go to centre parks and I'd rather walk everywhere. That kind of guy. So I'll leave that to you. I'll stick to talking about it.
Yeah, you talk about it. I'll ride on it. We're hoping at one point during this season that we'll get a GoPro on one of the bikes, and I'll go out one of the practice sessions and we'll mic myself up, and unfortunately we'll probably have to bleep the whole session because, yes, I'll just be terrified throughout. And, of course, I'll turn up with my one-piece leather race suit, my helmet, all that sort of stuff, all the gear, and literally no idea when it comes to racing one of these. I'll happily go to the back of the grid. I'll stay there, and I'll try and keep out the way as best as possible. I'm just not as quick as these guys. These guys absolutely fly around these circuits. They make it look so easy. Trust me, it really isn't. It's a very different kettle of fish to riding a road bike, and yeah, I found that out very quickly when it came to it. Had a couple of track excursions when I went out on my session. Didn't drop the bike, but did run wide at a couple of corners. Luckily, out of shot of the team. They couldn't see me do it, so yeah, very lucky to that. And there's a cracking shot of them going up the hill there, and then they swoop back downhill. You can't really see the undulation change there, but it is very steep downhill. Of course, when the rain came down earlier, it looked like such a treacherous corner, but it's pretty much dried out now, I should say, out there.
Yeah, you mentioned how brave these guys are and how fast they're actually going. They're not going faster anywhere on the calendar than around that bend at the top of the hill. They really are hell for leather around there, and coming back down the hill into quite a tight right-hander to finish the lap with. It's almost at a right angle at that last corner. So big slowdown at the bottom of the hill, and we did see last year a couple of change of places on the very last lap. It's excitement right through to the end here.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm very looking forward to it. It's one of our little static cameras, you can see there, but and that is the static camera that we're just looking at. That's the S's shot there. That's a nice little shot. Static camera, so that camera's not going to move unless it gets really windy. But yeah, that
or someone rides into it.
Or someone rides into it, or a marshal comes along and accidentally leans up against it. But yeah, that camera will be looking at that shot there all day, and it's do you know what? It's actually quite a nice shot, that is, isn't it? When you see them coming around at the start of a race, all munching through, and you get that what's it? That like cannon camera shot. Yeah, waveform. They come in and they go from the left to the right, and it's just a great transformation as they lean the bike over from one side to the other. And yeah, I always like a good static shot like that.
Static chicane shot.
Yeah, static chicane shot. Yeah, it's all good.
Absolutely lovely.
Sponsored by 2 traffic cones.
Yes, indeed.
There you go.
Some fun traffic cones you'll see this side of the channel. 2.5 minutes to go of this last qualifying session. Dane Blackburn currently top in timings. Ty Kinton, sort of running off, not doing too well in this one, Anthony. Down in 7th place. Usually see him a bit higher up. Ash Barnes is Dane Blackburn's nearest challenger at the minute, although Dane is half a second faster.
Well, I'd say over half a second, nearly 0.7 of a second faster. Yeah, so Dane Blackburn enjoying this circuit, I believe. Again, he likes the faster circuits. I remember Dane doing very well at Teesside as well. Again, one of the faster circuits, a bit bumpy. And again, I've not been out on this circuit on these bikes, and this track looks fairly smooth, doesn't it?
Yes, most definitely is. I was here for a karting event back in, I want to say February or March. Not 100% sure which, and had a quick go in a kart on the second day of the meet. Yeah, huge track, very smooth, and would love to be out there today. Not necessarily on a bike, but yeah, you are right in saying it is as smooth as it looks. It's recently been resurfaced. I think, I want to say in the last 2 or 3 years it's been resurfaced, and they've done a cracking job.
Yeah, no, definitely looks it. And again, I'd love to have gone out there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get here yesterday early, so yeah, it was a big shame. So I didn't manage to get my opportunity to go out. So hopefully next year, hopefully we'll get to do that again. Oh, I think one of the riders has gone down actually in one of the corners. It looks like it's the uphill corner.
It's just past the summit. We've had a rider down. And yeah, it's hidden behind a marshal post.
It is indeed.
For us, so we're not quite sure who it is and or even what they look like. But yeah, there are waved yellow flags on the latter part of the track. Which
I think it's just as they come into the pit entrance, isn't it?
It's as you come over the summit here.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, your pit entrance is
there. Yeah.
Right by there.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so unfortunately we couldn't see who that was, but it's happened as checker flag's gone out. So what a time to do it! Let's do it at the end of qualifying. Now it would be rush that bike back to the garage. So I'm sorry, guys, can you fix it? And yeah, get that back out ready for the race.
Well, thankfully they've got a little bit of time. Yeah, no confirmation as to who it was, because some of these riders will be in other classes. But Dane Blackburn takes pole position in this session.
Yeah, a cracking effort. Again, still clear by that, nearly 0.7 of a second. So, Dane Blackburn, again, favourable for this circuit. We'll have to keep a very close eye on him as he goes round. But, again, yeah, massive shame for Ty Kinton to stay down in 8th position in this one. So, not feeling that one at the moment. Joe Dickinson, though, up in 3rd on the number 48 machine. He's doing quite well. And Ash Barnes, as you say, yeah, in 2nd place on the number 8 machine. So, plenty of action to come. I think that was the last of the qualifying sessions, so we should be going into the races very shortly. Who have we got first again?
We have got the Mini GP 110s, I think, Anthony.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I will just get it up for us now to have a quick look at the grid. Slight issue in that we can't bring you visuals of the grid just the minute, but we will read it out nonetheless just as soon as my internet starts working.
So
don't worry, my internet is not the internet that runs the live stream. You will still be able to watch it.
I have got a grid here. I'm not sure if this is correct grid though. Oh no, so it isn't the correct grid.
This is not the one.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get this one. Yes. So we are going into the Mini GP 110s Junior SM90 race number 1. There are the parents, guardians and helpers. out on the grid, ready and waiting for Daniel Stephenson, our pole sitter, who will be lining up, I believe, on the left-hand side. We'll double check on that.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. It's got the inside line.
Daniel Stephenson will be on the 11 bike. Mason Greezy lines up alongside him on 28. He'll be in second place. Joel Greig will be in third. Joe Mozzie Mustika will be in fourth position, followed by Ruby Booth in fifth. Ollie Pearson will be in sixth place. Charlie Pearson behind him in seventh. Rothcroft starts on the fourth row of the grid, eighth position. Charlie Ward alongside him. Billy Carter will be in 10th. George Bartle 11th. Buster Sherman Boyd starts 12th. Brooke Champion is in 13th on the 110 bike. That's the first of our 110 runners. Jack Newton will be in 14th. Hudson Cooper, in 15th. Harry Powell starts 16th. And the other MGP 110 bike, Cara Nelson, starts in 17th.
There we go. So as you can see, the last of the bikes just lining up on that grid there. Still plenty of action to come, as you can see Alan there running. It's a rare sight, but there he is. And I say lots of high-vis on the grid. Of course, lots of the parents, this being one of the junior classes, as go down. And you know what? That rain has just started to come pouring down.
It has, just as we speak and look at the grid. Yeah, you can see people looking around saying, oh, yeah, the rain's coming down. Daniel Stephenson in the black on the left-hand side. Mason Grizzly with a little orange. Is it orange trim or red?
I'm going to say orange trim. We're trying to clear the grid now. Of course, bike's just starting up, and that rain is intensifying, as you can see. So now this, of course, is going to be very different conditions to what they've just had. But the green flag goes up. We're ready for race one. Green flag is going down, and we're off. There we go. Bit of a delayed start there, but everyone gets away well. A couple of wheelies from further back on the grid, but everyone getting away quite cleanly through that first couple of corners. Now, the rain is still obviously just started to pour down, so that's going to mean different conditions to what they've just had for qualifying, but everyone seems to be getting through quite well. Not
a great start for Mason Grizzly, Anthony. He's dropped a couple of positions. He looks to be back in fourth or fifth as Daniel Stephenson pulls away at the front. All riders away safely, though.
Yeah, as you can see, there are 9 laps for this race as they go through the S's now, as everyone slides through. So good to see at the moment. But yeah, who have we got there in second place? Is that Mustika? Is that in second? Or third now?
We'll have a good look.
But it's
around the corner.
Greasy back up in second position though. So as we go, oh no, it's third position. So I should say there was someone flying ahead. I didn't see him. It was completely out of shot. Yeah,
Stephenson is way away at the front. He's climbing the hill already.
There we go. So Stephenson already flying away. I didn't even notice him there. I thought we were looking at the leading pack, but yeah, that was there. He is there. He's got several bike lengths on everyone at the moment.
Yes, I believe that's Joel Greig coming through in second place. We'll confirm that as they cross the line. You see the rain in this shot better than any other, and yeah, just coming over the line there. Joel Greig confirmed to be second place. Joe Mustika in third. Mason Grizzly has recovered to fourth, and Ruby Booth has held position in fifth. Good start for Ralph Croft. He's come from 8th up to 6th. Ollie Pearson is in 7th. Billy Carter in 8th. 9th for George Bartle. And in 10th, Charlie Ward.
Yeah, so everyone's still going through nicely. But yeah, Daniel Stevens is already clear by 2.7 seconds. He's absolutely flying through, even after one lap. And of course, his last lap time as well. His last lap time, 1:12, compared to second place Joel Greig, 1:15. So there you go, three seconds a lap faster. And again, it shows on there. But these guys, the battle still for second position is still fairly close. You've got, obviously, Joe Greig, Joe Mozzie Mustika, and Mason Greasley. They're still very close out there, and they're going to give us a tight battle, I believe.
Yes, Daniel Stephenson's advantage was apparent in qualifying. He did a 1:11.3, and his nearest challenger, Mason, did a 13.82, which shows just how fast he can go.
Yeah, we were just looking at Hudson Cooper there on the 217 bike. He had a bit of company there, I believe, Brooke Champion on the 46, and Jack Newton as well on the 135. So they're down in 11th, 12th, or 12th, 13th, and 14th position at the moment on there. But 7 laps to go. Daniel Stephenson still leading the way. He's clear by 3.7 seconds now, so he's improving that advantage as the rain is still pouring down. We weren't expecting this rain, were we?
It's getting significantly wetter, I would say. It's not quite ruined the track in terms of grip. It's still got some grip to it. As you can see, our riders aren't quite tiptoeing just yet. We're following the battle for second place, I believe, Anthony.
Yes, yeah, I believe we are. And of course, you've got to remember, these guys all started this race on slick tyres. So there you go. So they're still on slicks. And it is wet out there. And of course, that just shows you how coarse this track is and how grippy it is. And this is further down. There's the 46 Brook Champion there we just saw going through. And the very bright yellow machine here have, say, Brook Champion there as they go through. 12th position at the moment. And nicely done around those corners, everyone flying through.
Yeah, as I said earlier, that big right-handed Luna is imperative to get that run up the hill. Anyone compromised on the exit will be compromised for a very long time around here. As we pick up the 217 bike. Who's that?
That's Hudson and Cooper in 14th position. As the rain there, you can see it on the screen, absolutely hammering it down now here at Three Sisters. Yeah, I'm amazed that these guys are still out on slicks. Even cut slicks would be a challenge, I feel, in these conditions.
Yeah, I feel like I may have given a bit of a commentator's curse to the weather earlier. I said I didn't think it would be coming down.
Yeah, you said it wasn't going to downpour, and what's happened? We've had a downpour. There's the 21 machine just going through there, but that's absolutely still flying through. Plenty of action as George Bartle that you saw there in 8th position. Again, everyone going a bit more cautious, I think, now as that rain is intensifying, as we've got 6 laps remaining. But Daniel Stephenson still clear by 3.3 seconds at the front. Joel Greig still second, Joe Mustika third, and then it's Mason Grizzly in 4th position, Ruby Booth in 5th, Rothcroft in 6th, Ollie Pearson 7th, George Bartle in 8th, Billy Carter in 9th, and Charlie Pearson rounding out your top 10. Now, Joe Mosely has just moved up into 2nd position on our timing machine, so the 27 machine. Here we go. We're looking at it now on your screen. And he's, of course, got Joel Greig there in the number 3 just behind. So, now, obviously, Joe Greig was slightly faster than Mustika in qualifying. And, of course, conditions have now changed again. Now, is that going to be affecting Mr. Greig out there?
Yeah, so these two started on the second row of the grid together. That in behind there is Mason Grizzly, the man who kept them off the front row. Mason eyeing up Joel now.
Yeah, so Mason, of course, obviously much quicker in qualifying. But again, due to those track conditions changing and the fact that he didn't get a great start as well. But there we go, he's got it done. Mason Grizzly down the inside. And but I tell you what, Greig's not letting him have it easy. No, Greig round the outside, cuts the door off, slams it closed on him as they go up into the hill.
Yes, much better line out there, and he seems to have the pace up the hill as well. So we come up over Oblivion now towards the summit. There is your race leader, Stephenson. Here's second place Mustika, and then you have Greig and Grizzly.
Yeah, so still fairly close between the top 4 riders there. Of course, first place with a bit of a gap, and then you've got your 2nd, 3rd, 4th here as they all cross the line, avoiding that oil patch that is in, I would say, probably the racing line, which is really annoying when you think about it, isn't it? They're having to completely change their racing line to get around the circuit, but all flying through.
You called it a bit of a gap there, Anthony. It's 4 seconds at the minute.
That's a bit of a gap.
Bearing in mind, he had a 2.5 second advantage in qualifying and after the first lap. Isn't as big as we thought it would be at this stage of the race. In fact, Joe Mustika was faster, only by a 10th on the last lap, but he was faster than Dan Stephenson.
Well, yeah, very true. And of course, I'm just trying to have a look at the best lap times that we've got here. 1:12.4 from Daniel Stephenson, 1:13.0 from Mustika. So there you go, 6/10 faster alone, just out there. And is that again due to clear track? He's got nothing in front of him, and yeah, he can get the hammer down and not have to worry about it. As it's a cracking shot as they go up Oblivion, isn't it? It's such a fast corner.
It is a great shot. We'll keep an eye on that gap. Mason Grizzly appears to get a lot closer to Joel Greig in the early stages of the lap, the twistier section, but then loses him on the straights. That gap now, yes, has increased by about 4/10 on that last lap. A 13.0 for Dan Stephenson, a 13.4 for Mustika. So pace not affected too badly by the rain, which I think is starting to slow down now.
Yeah, it seems to have eased off slightly. I mean, we can't see anything out of our comms box now. We're in a grey container on completely the other side of the circuit from the actual main paddock. And yeah, it's nice and dry in here, would like to say. So I feel sorry for any spectators out on the hills or anything like that. We do apologise that you are stuck out in the rain, but unfortunately that's what you have to be a committed spectator for the British Minibike Championship. So you may have to get wet at one point. But this is Mr. Greezy again on this first part of the section circuit. You were saying that he manages to close up that gap on Greig, and there you go. You can visibly see that gap's closed up. But then when we get onto this faster part of the circuit, it just looks like he's struggling there. There's Mustika getting past, I believe, one of the riders there. I think it was that Cara Nelson. Was that he was getting past? Not too sure, but there we go. The number 3 machine of Greig also getting past as well. So still flying through. And again, on this latter part of the section, yeah, it just looks like Greasy just falls off the wagon. It's strange, isn't it?
Yep, he's certainly not got the engine power to get up that hill at the back of the track, which is unfortunate because he's obviously making a dent in that gap on the first part, the more technical part of the track. Whilst there's still an incline to the first part of the track, you'll see that there as they go slightly up the hill. Yeah, it's the long straight that's killing him.
Yeah, so again, that just could be down to, again, a bit of lack of power. Of course, that sudden downpour can play havoc with these machines. They're quite low to the ground. Spray can really play a huge part in it. And, of course, yeah, maybe just struggling with something like that. There's your second place man at Mustika. He has got Mr. Greig for very close company. I'm not sure what happened there, but that gap has completely closed up. So as they're going up, and there's a rider on the floor there. That's the 21 machine, and that's George Bartle. Yeah, yep. George Bartle going down on the infield straight. Big shame. He's back on the bike, though. He looks absolutely fine. He'll be cracking on, I believe. So, yeah, interesting place to drop the bike, though, out of the S's.
Yeah, good to see him back up and back in the race. Dan Stephenson completes another rendition of this circuit and moves on to the last lap. Mustika has Greig for very close company. As mentioned, the gap between those is less than a second, and we pick them up now. Well, we pick up Mason Grizzly, who's not too far behind them either, just ahead of this in the traffic, which seems to be benefiting Greig. Is the battle for second place. Mustika currently holding it. There he is on the 27, just behind him, Joel Greig. Mason Grizzly catching up in this early part of the lap as Mustika laps another rider. Coming around Luna now. Yeah,
so still all going around. So gap 6.2 seconds. Daniel Stephenson's got on Mustika. What's Daniel Stephenson done to that bike? No, nothing. It's all skill. Again, he's lapping so much faster. He's got plenty of momentum. Clearly a favourite for Daniel Stephenson is this circuit here. So great to see. We are on the last lap. So Daniel Stephenson should be coming around to the finish line very, very shortly.
He is indeed. He's coming down the back of the hill, and out comes the checkered flag.
So very convincing win there for Daniel Stephenson. Mustika taking second, very close behind in third, Joel Greig, and then Mason Greasy just crossing the line there now. Hudson Cooper crossing the line, Brooke Champion crossing the line, and Harry Pell crossing the line, 13th, 14th and 15th respectively there after the checker flag has gone out. So cracking first race, challenging conditions, but these riders proving they've got that skill to deal with these challenging conditions. Rest of the riders crossing the line now. Cara Nelson crossing the line, he's down in 16th position. Ralph Croft in 6th crossing, and it's the rest of the field just coming through.
Yep, good race for Ralph Croft. He overtakes Charlie and Ollie Pearson in that to become the first of the novices.
Well, there you go.
Charlie Pearson losing out on the Battle of the Pearsons as he did in qualifying. They finish 7th and 8th. Ruby Booth holds 5th from the grid.
Yeah, Billy Carter crossing up in 9th. So everyone getting through. You can see the last riders crossing the line now. This will be Jack Newton moving up into 10th place. And Buster Sherman Boyd in 11th. Charlie Ward in 12th position. That's race 1 of the day. We're going over to Pit Bike Stock 160s, and it's going to be race B that's out first of this class. So we're going over to the extra flow stock 160s for the B race. Jacob, talk us through the grid.
We may even have it up on screen,
Ooh,
Anthony, if you're lucky. Have you been a good boy?
Well, yeah.
We'll soon to find out.
Didn't
if
get any
you've been a
cold
good
for
boy,
Christmas.
we will see the grids on screen. If not, I will read you through it. Anyway, you have
got the grid. There it is.
Didn't do that thing that I told you not to do.
No.
Good boy. Keith Liddell starts on pole position. Joe O'Neill alongside him on the 90. Stephen Gorton starts in third with Tom White for company on the second row. William Hodgson starts in fifth alongside Gav Tappenden. Simon James Dean will be in seventh, and Ryan Black in eighth. Ninth will be Dervin Allain. 10th, George Hopper. Gaz Pearson will be 11th. Adam Jameson down 12th. Paul Higham will be 13th place with Peter Wadsworth alongside him. Brett Neesham will be 15th, and Simon Dolling make up the 8th row of the grid. 17th will be Adam Morgan. He's got Kira Williamson alongside him. Then we've got Rocky Brewer in 19th, and a number of riders who set no time. They are Joe Woodward, Ben Lord, Dan Pearson, Luke Small, Hugh Jones, and Mick Lord. I expect we'll see some of those in the A race, and it may just be an hour that they're showing up on these grids. But yeah, certainly 19 riders set times in qualifying for this one.
Yeah, so again, different bikes, faster bikes. They've probably scrambled to change tyres in the paddock before this one. Now, we'll have to see the compounds to see what they've got there. That looked like a full wet tyre, if I'm honest. If that's what I saw. And again, talking to some of the riders, they were saying that they're just going to shred to pieces out in these conditions. It's just not wet enough for it.
Well, we're on the shot that shows the rain when it's coming down. Both of us commented in that last race that this is the shot that you could see raindrops coming down, and as you can see, the rain has stopped.
Well, I think it is still raining. It's just very fine, but yeah. So at the front there, the 2-1-2 machine. That's Keith Liddell, say on the pole there. Steve Gorton in third position, and Joseph O'Neill in second. So it's the 5-1-1 machine there. Steve Gorton at the front. Bit of confusion at the front, I believe. Yeah, shakes of the shoulders there. As, everyone's slotting into position further down the grid.
Joe O'Neill going incognito mode without a number there. And that's one to watch out for Anthony later in the race.
Oh,
for me
yeah.
and you.
Yeah.
Trying to read his number off the bike. If we don't read it, I'll just assume it's Joe.
Yes, there we go. So, yeah, looks like we're all lined up now, ready to go for race 2 of the day. This is the B race for the Extra Flow 160s. The flag goes down and we're away. Big wheelie there from the 5-1 of Stephen Gorton, but they all get away well as they go round, and there's already a rider down. It's the 13 machine. 13 is... Who is 13 on our board?
I can't quite see a 13.
I can't see a 13 either, so I can't really identify who that is, but it's the number 13 machine that has gone down, and the front getaway. Steve Gorton, though, going down into 5th position by the looks of it.
Yeah, great start for Keith Liddell. He's pulled away, as you can see, a little gap there at the front, and Joe O'Neill, I think, has kept second place.
Yeah, you got Simon James Dean. He's gone up into 4th position. He's had a cracking start from 6th on the grid. So Simon James Dean flying through as they go round into this, we'll call it, say, more of a boot section, really, isn't it, as it flies round. And they come in past our commentary box now as they fly down the back straight now. So still leading the way is who's that?
Keith Liddell at the front.
It's Keith Liddell at the front still, yeah. There you go. As he goes up Oblivion for the first time, then down into this very fast section, into really a heavy braking zone, which is quite a tight last corner there. Down a gear change and back onto the start-finish straight now as they go through. As
Joe
they
O'Neill
cross the
moves
line.
to the inside.
Yeah, Joe O'Neill, but of course you saw that oil patch there, so he went to go for that overtake, saw the oil patch, ducked out of it, but Joe O'Neill, fastest man on the first lap, 109.7. But of course that is from the grid, so we'll see what they do at the end of this lap. But yeah, Joe O'Neill still putting a lot of pressure on Keith Liddell. Tom White moving up into 3rd position on the 154 machine. Simon James Dean, of course, moving up to 4th. Will Hodgson moving up into 5th position. He's gained 3 positions from the start of that.
We've lost Dervin Allain. That was the bike that you just saw on your screen off at the hill, and I think the rain has started to come down a bit more now, or am I just seeing drips coming off the roof of the shed we're in? Interestingly there, Joe O'Neill caught right up to the back of Keith Liddell on the straight. He had a bit of a gap, and here we see, going along the straight, yep, Joe O'Neill takes the lead of this one. He's clearly got a pace advantage down that back straight, and he makes full use of it there.
And there's down another machine. Can't see the number yet, but that looks like through turn 1, or it could be through the back section and the boot section just over there. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's just in that fast section as they go round the other side of the paddock. So big shame for that rider. Again, couldn't see a number on that one.
Yes, so new race leader and fastest lap, Joe O'Neill. He puts in a 1:08.0. Keith Little is in second place, and then this man, Tom White, leading from Simon James Dean and William Hodgson.
Yeah, still good start from all of them. 7 laps to go, and just 1/10 still between Keith Little and Joseph O'Neill as they go across the start finish line wall about halfway through the lap now. As there they go. But still plenty of action from these guys. Little still holding on to the back of O'Neill. He's not letting him break away. They go past our commentary box now. They're going to go up Oblivion. Now this is, of course, where O'Neill had the pace advantage, and that gap slightly opening as they go up the hill. But then we come down the hill again into the heavy braking zone of the final corner. This is just next to the Joey Dunlop corner. There's a Joey Dunlop corner there on the infield there. That's the exit as they go around now, heading into Paddock Bend across the start-finish line. And now we go 6 laps remaining. New fastest lap, 1:07.0 from Joseph O'Neill. So he's going a second faster each time, but 1:07.3 from Keith Little. So he's not that far off the pace.
It's petrol spill on the start-finish straight
that
we are dealing with, not an oil spill.
Right.
Which does appear to be a bit of a hindrance. 2 people going into the first corner looking for an overtake.
Yes.
As we saw Joe O'Neill shape up after the first lap. They're on similar pace to qualifying. As you said, a 1:07.0 for Joe O'Neill on that last lap, and he did a 1:06.9 in qualifying. So similar conditions.
Oh, there you go.
Similar pace.
Yeah, there we go. So we probably would have seen it much faster, just earlier on when the track went dry, but of course all clear now. And this is further back that we're looking at now, and that's the 1:14 machine. That's Williamson, Kira Williamson, and the riders in front, the 4:11, Brett Neesham, Gaz Pearson, Simon Doling there on the 2:10 bike that I believe we're looking at there. There we go, and the rider just in front of him as well, the 1:10, George Hooper, that we're seeing this pack now. So there's a pack of 3, and it looks like Simon Doling there going down the inside. He's got the pace advantage as they go up the hill. Note slots in back behind, so just didn't quite have the momentum up there. Looking to the outside now as they go up in Oblivion, and I'm not sure that George Hooper was expecting him to be there, so it looked like he was almost forcing him off the track, but it looks like the 2:10 machine of Simon Doling has managed to get it done round the outside of Oblivion. What a move.
Very, very tight and very, very brave, as we've mentioned already today. They have to at top speed going around there. And I will, at this point, interject, Anthony, the double letter is the P, not the O.
Is it?
It is indeed.
Ah, there we go. Well, thank you for clearing that.
Think stranger things.
Yes. So, yeah, but all going round. But 5 laps to go. Still plenty of action, even down this latter part of the section there. As some more riders going side by side. They're getting through. That is, not sure who that was. Is that the 723 machine of Gaz Pearson? I think that was just going down the inside there. And that's, of course, down in 10th position at the moment.
Quick shout for Dervin Alain. He's rejoined the race. He's a lap down, but he is popping up at the bottom of your time machine. In fact, he's moved up to 15th now. The man who started in 9th place. He's back in this one. Change at the front, is it, Anthony? William Hodgson's made up a couple of places.
He has indeed, yeah. He's gone up 2 positions. He's up in 3rd position now, the number 24 machine. His best time, 1:08.497. And, of course, I am just now going to apologise to George Hopper for pronouncing his name wrong. It is George Hopper who was racing there. He's just gone down into 9th position now. He's just had Neesham just take a position on the 4:11 machine. 4 laps to go, and the conditions seem to be drying now on the track.
Yes, we're back with our battle for 3rd, which Hodgson has just moved to the front of. We had a brief look at our race leader, Joe O'Neill, and Keith Little, who's still in behind him. Now we move further back down the field to our shot of the chicane that you love so much.
It's a good shot, this one, isn't it? Yeah, this is a battle further down, and of course all going round. A 2:10 machine there of Simon Doling. going through. Now this is back with our front guys, I believe, isn't it? This is the number 666 machine, Simon James Dean, and he's got the company of Tom White just behind him. Now it's James Dean. He's got the better line through this section now as they're going to go back down. They'll go into the S's now. This is a crucial part because you want to get a good exit out of here to get onto that infill straight, and it looks like again James Dean had the better exit there of the two. So Tom White falling back slightly there, still in 5th place, and that is Hudson just in front of them, and of course that is 3rd place man there on the number 24 machine. And 2.7 seconds now the gap between O'Neill and Little, so that gap opening up at the front.
Yep, it's looking good for Joe O'Neill at the minute. These guys on screen looking most likely to make some moves happen in and around the top 5. Strong pace from William Hodgson, who's pulled away from these pairs. As up the inside goes White, but doesn't quite make the move happen.
No, very, very good attempt there from White. Just try to sneak the bike down the inside into that final corner, but again, it's a very tight corner. It's very tricky to do. And again, he did give it a go on Mr. James Dean, but failed to do so. But he is right on the rear wheel of James Dean now is Tom White. And again, we should be seeing a move at any point now, but it just looks like he's struggling out this section. Now, you can look at where the bike is positioned through this section here. Tom White goes slightly wide through the S's, has a much wider entry to the second part. Now, I don't know if that's helping or a hindrance or anything like that, but yeah, no, it seems to be going down. There's your race leader, Mr. O'Neill. He's going up the hill through Oblivion. Second position is just behind. There's a back mark between them, but that is Little there, you can see in second position as they go down into the final corner now onto the start-finish straight. Big look behind him from Joe O'Neill as they cross the line. 2 laps to go as they go round turn number 1 again. Oh, sorry, so, last lap, I should say. Last lap now, so round the final first corner for the final time as we're going up the infield hill now. Not as steep as Oblivion, but still flying through as we go back downhill now into the S's as fastest way all the way through. There we go, back onto that now infield section. So now we go on the infield. There's yellow flags out in this section as well. So one of the riders has gone down, or a mechanical failure. We've not seen anything, though, that's come through on our screen.
Little is very, very close. He's cut that gap significantly in these last few corners.
He has indeed, yeah. But again, we saw he was struggling on the straight, but he's got the power now. He's on the inside. O'Neill has a look over his shoulder, and it's like, crikey, where's Little come from? Now, Little, again, he's had to slot back. He's not managed to get side by side up the hill. And now he's only got one more attempt to do it, and that's a late break down into the final corner. Now, is Little going to do it? It's a very tricky move to pass out. He goes wide. Is he going to try and get the cut back now onto the start-finish straight? Get the power down now. Big look over the shoulder from O'Neill, but O'Neill is going to take it. So it's a win for O'Neill. Takes the checkered flag. And then Little there trying the win has given up on braking and gone straight on at the first corner. But it's showing up as actually he has gone across the line first.
But I'm 99% sure.
I'm pretty sure O'Neill crossed the line first, but it's saying that Little won that. It's saying that Little won that by 0.005 of a second. That's what our timing screen says, and I'm not sure they know that yet, but
I'm not entirely sure where the transponder picks up from there. It looked to me as if O'Neill had it, and it was done and dusted. And obviously Keith Little went on at the first corner, which means he was carrying significantly more pace after the line.
So basically he didn't brake for the line, went for a crash, but went for a race win.
Potentially.
Oh, it played out, it worked.
We'll have to get confirmation on that later because, you know, the timing is not final. We've seen transponder issues throughout the year here at B&B, and we do occasionally have to amend the result. But yeah, 0.005, it may be that Keith Little won that.
Well, Paddock, if you're hearing, if that is official, go nuts with it. There we go. There's a little technique you can go for there. Don't brake on the last lap. Just make sure it is the last lap before you do it. But yeah, it's looking like, where is the start-finish line here? It's before the braking zone, isn't it? Oh, it's after the braking zone. So it's after the braking zone is the start-finish line. So that means, yes, if you... Yeah, there you go.
It depends where the transponders pick up from as well. It's not always on the line that the transponder picks up. So Yeah, interesting. Finish to that race.
Yeah.
It was a 2-second gap with 2 laps to go. Little took 7/10 of a second out of him, and
But yeah, we're going to go into the next race. It is the Pit Bike Stock 160s. It is the A race next. So we've got the grid coming up for you now. Jacob, take us through it.
starting on pole position for this one, Mark Davis. Alongside him, Luke Westerman. Ryan Tyers will be in 3rd. Andrew Thompson in 4th. Dougie Craven starts 5th with James and Mozzie Mustika in 6th. Julian Gromit will be in 7th alongside Andrew Jones in 8th. 9th position will be Jake Whittaker, and Scott McGiven rounds out the top 10. Ed Peed starts in 11th alongside Jamie Callan. 7th row of the grid will have Chris Edwards and Richard Rice on it. Ben Clucas and Neil Turner are on the 8th. 17th will be John Buckle, Phil Dickens in 18th, Nathan Summers on the 420 bike in 19th, 20 will be Dan Shields on the 28th. 21st, Jake Campbell and Simon Wadsworth in 22nd, Lee Teasdale in 23rd, Howard Taylor in 24th. 25th will be Sebastian Barron, and it's 25 bike grid.
There we go. Nice grid that we've got. And of course, riders lining themselves up. We're going to get going for another one very shortly. So again, A race for this. These guys always give us a very close action, especially at the front. Now again, my money is always on the infamous Mozzie Mustika there, Mr. James Mozzie Mustika. He's starting there in, I think, 4th place that we've got him there. But again, always provides some close racing, as to the whole field. But again, all slotting into position now. Looks like we are ready at the back. So flag goes up at the back. We're happy. Flag's up at the front. And we're going to go racing again. This is the A race for the Stock 160s. Green flag goes down and we're racing into turn 1, and it's a good start from 2nd position. I think Ryan Tyers on the 155 machine. He goes straight to the lead, I believe.
It's Luke Westerman.
Oh, it is Luke Westerman, sorry.
Liveryed bike. Mark Davis not getting away well in pole position at all. So Westerman takes the lead early on. Yeah,
good start from Westerman there, already with a pretty large lead, I would say. Very close behind, though. Still Ryan Tyers there. He's still giving Westerman a bit of a challenge. It always seems to happen in these rounds. Westerman versus Tyers, and then Mozzie Mustika always tries to join in at some point, but they're absolutely flying around. They're going to go past our comms box now as down the start-finish straight. Big look from behind from Ryan Tyers just to see where Mustika is. Mustika with a bit of a gap there, but 9 laps to go. We're on the lap 1 at the moment. We're going up in Oblivion. And we're going to go back downhill now. We've got a couple of riders side by side. It looked like it was Mustika on the outside there as we go round at turn the final corner now onto the start-finish straight again to complete lap 1.
Yep. All riders through lap 1 safely. Luke Westerman leads the pack. Ryan Tyers in 2nd. Andrew Thompson, James Mustika, Dougie Craven, Julian Gromit, Jake Whittaker, Jamie Callan, Chris Edwards, and Andrew Jones, your top 10.
Yeah, still plenty of action all the way through. And again, these guys still so close at the front. More action further behind. You've got Whittaker there. He's all over the back of Gromit as they go through into the S's now. And then you've got this large train of bikes going through as they go through the Essex now. It's a cracking shot on our camera screen there as they all snake through that section there. Really good to see as the rest of the field go through again. Big look behind from Westerman as they go past the comms box again onto the back straight. And they're going to go uphill again into Oblivion. And big gap now. Says 6/10 on our screen. I believe it's a bit more than that. Well, as they cross the line, we'll see a bit more of a gap. But yeah, cracking start from all these riders so far.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened to our pole sitter, Mark Davis. Is he down the bottom of the timing screen, Anthony? I can't quite see past 20th place.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anyone pull off yet, though, so he may well still be involved. As we look at Westerman, another look over his shoulder. He definitely thinks Ryan Tyers has got the pace to catch him.
Well, yeah, I mean, the gap now is open 1.2 seconds, but of course we always see Tyers. He always seems to pull something out the bag, doesn't he, at the latter part of the race. They're just coming here down the hill now through the S's. This is the shot of the exit of the S's. They're going to go start into the boot section, and that is Ryan Tyers, who we're looking at now on your screen as they go through this back section of the circuit, and they're going to get back onto the back straight now. There's your third place man, Andrew Thompson, and then it's James Mustika, Dougie Craven, Julian Gromit, Jack Whittaker, and it looks like he's got Chris Edwards there for company as they go onto the back straight. As they go through there, it's the 1-2-1 machine.
It's Gromit and Whittaker.
Yeah.
Gromit under pressure from Whittaker. Out over the top of the hill at Oblivion. Let's follow these guys down the hill, see if anything comes of that. Yes, I think
Whittaker had the inside line there and managed to get past. We'll see as they cross the line, as the rest of them go through. There's Mozzie Mustika on our screen. He's our fourth place rider at the moment on the 27 machine.
Solid ride from Andrew Thompson in third. He's on a novice bike, as according to live.alphatiming.co.uk. So good effort from the man who is new to BNB.
Yeah, very good effort. 6 laps to go. Best time at the moment, 1:01.196 from Luke Westerman. He's in the lead and he's absolutely flying. There's the 75 machine. That is Julian Gromit. He's all on his own at the moment now. He had, he had the company there of Edwards, but then who is that behind? That's Whittaker, yes. So he's got Whittaker still on Gromit, and there's Whittaker with a cracking exit out of that back section. He's on the back straight there, side by side as they go up into Oblivion. Whittaker on the inside, and Whittaker takes the position from Gromit. Good stuff through such a fast corner.
Yeah, 2 laps in a row. He's got a much better line out there. Mustika under pressure from Dougie Craven further ahead as well. Let's keep with these battles as they come back over the start-finish line. They're about halfway through this one now.
Yeah, it's cracking effort all the way throughout, but these guys down here, Whittaker and Gromit, absolutely flying through. Yes, it may be for 6th and 7th position, but they're having a much closer race than anyone else out there, and they're providing some exciting stuff for us there. There's obviously the Dougie Craven there, piling on the pressure to Joe Mozzie Mustika. That's a bit further up the grid, the 4th and 5th place riders, as they're going through the S's now.
It's James Mustika, this one, the older one. Joe is...
Yes, of course, it is James Mustika. Yes, I do apologise, get mistaken. There we go. But yeah, they're going through. And again, we're still looking there at Craven. Sorry, we're still looking
Whittaker
at Gromit on Whittaker, yeah.
Let's see if Gromit's got the pace up the hill this time. Obviously, last 2 laps, Whittaker's been a bit faster than him up there. It doesn't look like too much of a pace differential. In fact, Gromit definitely closing in.
Well, you've got to admit, they may have that slipstream effect here. It's such a long back straight here, and depending on which way the wind's blowing as well, that could be a massive help. If you can cut through the air on that behind another rider, yeah, you can get a huge tow across that back straight. 4 laps to go. And again, the 75 machine of Gromit looking to the outside here. Is that an ambitious move or what? He's managed to get it done, though. And a sheer look of shock from Whittaker as he's like, what are you doing, man? Round the outside. But there goes Gromit round the outside of Whittaker through that section. What a move.
Fantastic move. Best one we've seen today so far as we pick up Mustika slightly ahead of that pair. He's under pressure from Dougie Craven. Has been for a couple of laps now. Let's see who's got the best pace going up the hill.
Well, let's see it. Yeah, they go past our commentary box now on the back straight. Again, everyone tucking down, trying to get as much airflow as you can. As we see some of the other riders coming up the back straight now. There's another overtake. I think, am I seeing a 2:17 there, machine? Is that what I'm seeing? As they go up Oblivion now, 3 laps to go. As they're flying through. Who are we looking at there,
I can't
Jacob?
quite see. Is it the 2:17 or is it the 2:7?
Not sure, but they're too quick for our cameraman. Our cameraman couldn't keep up there. But yeah, there you go. There's the 23 crossing the line. So
it's Andrew Jones and Chris Edwards.
Yes,
we'd only cut back just behind the battle we were already following. Whittaker's retaken Gromit, though. Yeah,
there you go. So Whittaker and Gromit having a very close battle out there. But that gap seems to have opened up now. So I don't know what happened on one of the corners, but looks like it shook up Gromit a bit there. He's opened nearly a second gap in between them two.
Yep, there they are, just ahead of the pair we're following. Or not, as we stay in shot to pick up the people behind them. Here we are now, Mustika coming up the hill, and he's under more pressure than ever from Dougie Craven. Craven goes to the inside and takes the position. He's up into 4th place, but Mostika's coming straight back at him.
Yeah, Mustika saying no to that move from Craven, and Mustika back down the inside as they go down into the final corner. And again, Mustika absolutely determined stuff there to try and stay in front of Craven, managing to hold on to that 4th place position. Craven again not giving it up though in the 74 machine, having a look down the inside at turn number 1. Paddock Bend, very ambitious corner to do it, such a fast corner. Again, not much braking that you need to do there. And again, it's a very fast corner to make a move. Look over the shoulder from Mustika. And again, Craven looking down the inside as they go into the S's. And again, such an ambitious move from Craven as we go through the S's now, out the exit and into the boot section. And they're going to go back onto the back straight very shortly.
Whittaker's still ahead there of Gromit. And behind them, Jones still ahead of Edwards. It's a tight battle throughout the top 10 here.
There we go, yeah, and we're back now with Craven and Mustika. Mustika again looking over his shoulder. A bit of a wave as Craven goes straight past him on the back straight. So that just shows you the aero advantage he's got. Obviously, Mustika, quite a tall rider. He has to really cut through that air, and it's really tricky to do. But again, we're on last lap time now as they go across the line. So they're going to be starting their last lap as they cross the line this time. So Mustika has only got this time to do it as they go round at turn at number 1. Now again, Mustika just eyeing up Craven. This is where Craven was looking at ambitious moves, diving down the inside, trying to find gaps, but couldn't do anything. A big look over both their shoulders now as they go around. He says, all right, guys, you're all on your own. It's just you two.
Yeah, this battle over 4th place, I was going to mention the size differential. They look like they're 2 different classes, don't they? Mustika will need to focus on getting a good trip around this sweeping right-hander Luna and get up the hill with plenty of pace. That's where Craven has had the advantage of the last couple of laps, but Mustika can keep with him if he gets a good ride out of here.
Well, he's only got 2 more corners to do it, and again, he's going to try and really tuck in to get that slipstream, but he just can't do it. As you can see there, Craven, much smaller of the 2 riders here, but the checker flight goes to Luke Westerman. He's crossed the line. Here comes Ryan Tyres across to take 2nd position, and Andrew Thompson there in 3rd. Now this is the battle we've been watching all the way. Shake of the hand as they cross the line, but who's going to take it? Dougie Craven's going to take it for 4th place, and James Mozzie Mustika in 5th. So close between them. Julian Gromit goes up into 6th position. Jack Whittaker going down into 7th. Andrew Jones in 8th position. Chris Edwards in 9th. And then who's going to take the battle for 10th? It's either Richard Rice or John Buckle. They cross the line. It's Richard Rice who takes that top 10 position. John Buckle in 11th.
Yep, great racing from everyone there. The whole top 10 almost was battling. Westman checked out at the front. Tyres struggled to stay with him. But behind those guys, a brilliant ride from Andrew Thompson. Dougie Craven just getting the better of Mustika. Julian Gromit just getting the better of Jones. And Chris Edwards. Julian Gromit getting the better of Whittaker. And Jones just about getting ahead of Chris Edwards.
Yeah, brilliant race, of course, from the X-Flow SM A-Class. We are going to head over now to the Junior SM65 and the Metric Kit for their Race 1. So we're going to head over to the next class now, who are just heading out now. We have got the grid on the screen for you. So over to the Junior SM65 in the Metric Kit, starting on pole position, Harrison Crosby on the 69 machine, Johnny Garnis in 2nd, Joe Fariner there in 3rd, Reece Stephenson in 4th position, Ronald Harris in 5th, Jamie Woodcock in 6th position, Ruby Sherman Boyd there in 7th, and James Rose Jr. with no time in 8th position.
Yes, I think we're only going to see these 6 bikes for this. I thought for a second we were going into a quick break, but because there's so few bikes out there, I can actually see them from my position out the window. There are a few now out on track, a couple just riding past our comms box.
So they're going to be heading out to the grid, of course, and again, challenging conditions that we've seen all the way throughout. Again, it looks like it's drying now. It looks like the track's going to get slightly faster now. We've only got, I believe, the one JSM 65. Oh no, we've got the 2
Ruben Sherman Boyd that showed
yes.
up on the time screens. He didn't set a time in qualifying, but he does appear to be out for this one.
Oh, well, there you go. So we've got the 2 JSM 65 classes. That's Ruben Sherman Boyd and Reece Stephenson. Rest of the grid on the Metric Kits, as we'll see there. And, of course, 2 very different style of bikes. You can see Boyd there with very kindly putting Boyd on his leathers, which is very easy to identify about. Yeah, so the Metro kits, they're the really sporty, super sports looking machines out there, which look amazing. I know they're for the younger riders, but I'd very much like to ride one because they look awesome. And then, of course, you've got the JSM 65s. They're the pit bike style sort of bikes that you can see out there as they go round. So last bikes lining up on the grid. And we're going to get this one going. This should be a nice one.
We've got two more coming up, actually.
Oh, there we go.
Don't worry, but there are plenty of them. 69 on the left-hand side of the screen is Harrison Crosby. He's your pole sitter. Johnny Garnes has just made it to the grid on the right on the 57. And here come 3 more to make it a 7-bike grid.
Well, there you go. 7 bikes in total. And, yeah, it should be a good one as the last of them just lining up. Again, rain holding off for the time being. Again, with the clouds look ominous everywhere. But everyone going. Looks like we're good at the back of the grid as everyone slots it into position. And we're going to get this race underway. It's the SM65s and the Metro kits. And here we go. Green flag is down. It's a good start from the 23 machine. He manages to slot in. He's up into 3rd position already. Is Reece Stephenson on the JSM 65s. First of the class, of course. And Ruben Boyd there in 7th position at the moment. But everyone getting away. And that's Boyd straight down the inside there of Jamie Woodcock, going straight up into 6th position at the end of the first corner. Harrison Crosby, Johnny Garnes gets away well. They're 1st and 2nd at the moment as they fly through onto the infield section. Good start from all riders.
Yep. Crosby, Garnes and Stephenson, your top 3. And Garnes putting a lot of pressure on Harrison Crosby at the start here as they come out of Luna for the first time onto the back straight.
Yeah, these bikes as they fly down the back straight past our commentary box look absolutely amazing as they're going up into the Oblivion section of the course now. Very nicely named corner, that one, as they then come back downhill into the tricky braking zone of the final corner, and they're going to finish their first lap. And of course, 9-lap races for this one, as it looks like 2nd position Johnny Garnes. They're running slightly wide out of the final corner, managing to keep it up on 2 wheels, but then that has opened the gap slightly. 4/10 of a second between those 2 riders after 1 lap, but Crosby still leading the way from Garnes. Stevenson, Farrier, Harris, Sherman, Boyd and Woodcock round out your top 7 for the grid. 8 laps to go, and again this is still hotting up those guys so close. But then you've got Reece Stephenson. He's on the JSM 65 machine. He's leading in that class, but again he's almost catching up to these guys at the front. Again, that's the pace he's got around this track.
Yep, Harrison Crosby a 2.5 to the good of Johnny Garnes in qualifying, but he doesn't look to have that much of a pace advantage here in the race. And in fact, I think Garnes is a lot quicker up that straight.
It looked like, yeah, it looks like it was. It was much quicker there. Looked to the inside, actually, going uphill into Oblivion. Couldn't quite get the momentum. Now, of course, he ran wide here last time. Hopefully he's learnt from his mistake. He's got an interesting racing line there, actually. I think that's his line. He runs out wide. It looks like he's almost going off the track. But, yeah, he manages to bring it back onto the circuit quite convincingly of the 57 of Garnes there. But they're going up the hill now on the infield. And they're going to come down to the S's.
It's all the corners for me. Garnes seems to get a lot lower than the other riders. He's getting right down onto the track.
Well, I think, yeah, in this middle fixing there as he goes onto the grass, very committed from Garnes there. It looks like he kept it pinned, didn't he? But that could have almost been very nasty there, very fast part of the circuit. And on the slick tyres and wet grass, yeah, that could have been a very quick off, and that gap's still opened up. But again, it looks like he's got the sheer pace as they go down the start-finish straight, up the hill into Oblivion. And Garnes takes the lead from Crosby as they're going to come over this section now, down the hill. And it is Crosby who still leads as they go through that section, out the final corner onto the start-finish line. And it will be 6 laps to go. And here is a replay now as they go through.
And that's our voices in slow motion.
It is our voices in slow motion that is going through. And there's a replay of Garnes going onto that grass. So, yeah, really, really committed through there.
Yep, great move down the back straight. We saw it on the first 2 laps. They had a pace advantage, and he made the most of it there on lap 3. Still leads. They come into Luna. Garnes ahead of Crosby. Let's see if Crosby can do anything about that pace differential up the straight, because it's a prime move of taking opportunity.
Well, again, it's always down this straight, and you see the rider behind always so much faster. That's just proving the fact that there is a slipstream out there. You know, these guys really punching a hole through the air. But then as they go up the Oblivion corner again, up the hill, disappearing from shot, really, from everyone. As back down the go, it's still Garnes leading from Crosby.
Yeah, a turnaround from qualifying. As I said, a second and a half advantage Crosby had to get pole position. He must have really nailed it on that particular lap, because he's struggling to keep with Garnes now. Garnes sets a new fastest lap. He's the first man to go under a minute here in this race.
Yeah, 59.93 from Johnny Garnes on the 57 machine. Yeah, fastest rider on track at the moment. 1 minute dead, or 1 minute .1 for Harrison Crosby, second position on the 69 machine as they go through. There's the 71. Now that is Ruben Sherman Boyd there. He's the other rider on the JSM 65 class. Currently running in 7th position. He's having a good little battle with Jamie Woodcock there, as you can see. But of course, 2 different classes. So yes, they're on the same track, not racing each other for championship points or position. So yeah, but these guys still giving us a very close action out there.
Yep, it's obviously a lot better to have a friend out there on track to battle with, as I'm sure Garnes and Crosby will attest to. Another gap extension of 59.6 this time round from Garnes. Crosby still can't quite break that 1 minute barrier. I believe those are the fastest lap times we've seen so far today as well. I don't think anyone's been below a minute.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, I think Johnny Garnes is the fastest rider that we've seen, out there all day. So cracking effort from the young rider. Of course, 59.62 that he's done there. And again, you can just see how much of the track he's using. He's using every single inch of the track out there just to try and gain some time. Looking ahead at where he's going there, so you can see, looking to that apex now. Very crucial to do. Where you look, that's where the bike goes. If you look at the barrier on the outside of the circuit, guess what? That's where the bike's going. So, always got to look very far ahead. It looks like he actually ran wide there slightly, did Garnes, as he goes through Oblivion. Went right over one of the patches there of sand, really unsettling the bike. And that might have just hindered his lead slightly. I say that. That gap's opened up massively, though. They cross the line. Garnes crosses. It's a 59.7. And then Crosby crosses. It's a 101.1. So that gap's open. 2.69 seconds now. 3 laps to go. So Garnes absolutely flying out there at the moment.
Yep, he's got some incredible race pace. And it still fascinates me how close to the ground he gets through these corners. No other rider is getting down quite as low as Johnny Garnes is in this one. Yeah,
and then looking at Crosby's bike there, is that body panel on the inside there actually scraping on the ground right at the front? It looks like it was coming off at one point. As he goes through one of the sections, it looks like it was very close to the ground. Doesn't there, so it looks absolutely fine there. It's just as he went through the S's, it looked like it was scraping along the floor. But it looks all right there. I guess it was just a trick of the eye, trick of the camera that was making me see there. But still flying past. The sheer pace that these riders have got is absolutely great to see. Crosby crossing the line now as we go 2 laps remaining. And that gap's open considerably now, 4.5 seconds. So Johnny Garnes absolutely flying out there, but his last lap, though, was over a minute. So,
not quite as fast, but not a lot Crosby can do about it at this stage. Johnny Garnes' race pace has been incredible. Here he is entering Luna for the penultimate time. And, well-ridden race thus far.
Yeah, really good. Nice control all the way throughout. Of course, quick rundown of the grid. Garnes still leading the way. This is Crosby that we're looking at now on the screen, second position. Reece Stephenson, third position still. And then you've got Perrier there in fourth position. Harris in fifth. Sherman Boyd in sixth position. And Woodcock in seventh. So Sherman Boyd managing to get in front, moving up one position from his original qualifying spot. We cross the line. Last lap remaining now for Garnes. As they go through, his gap is still very convincing. It's 5.4 seconds as we go up the hill now, in towards the S's, as they'll navigate his way through. Nicely done. First apex, second apex, third apex. Beautiful stuff through there. Running slightly wide again, almost running onto the grass. So still pushing it. Has a good look behind him. Can see that there's no one there. He should know that it's the last lap, so if it was me, I would definitely be going through there. Reece Stephenson moving down 2 positions, actually 3 positions. I think Reece Stephenson having an issue or a transponder issue, but Reece Stephenson on our timing screen going down into 7th position. But here's the man of the race at the moment. It's Johnny Garnes. He is your race leader at the moment. He's going down the hill into the final corner to take the checkered flag for the Metric Hits class as he crosses the line. It's a very convincing win for Johnny Garnes, as here comes second place. Harrison Crosby crossing the line some 6.2 seconds further down the road. Now,
Reece Stephenson's popped back up on the timing screen, and we did see him there at the back of the shot. It must have just been a transponder issue. He comes home in 3rd place.
There we go. So Reece Stephenson's taking the win for the JSM 65 class. And then Joe Farrier 3rd place overall for the Metric Hits, but 4th place overall in the race. Ronald Harris in 5th. And here's some close action here, as it looked like Ruben Boyd there was trying to get another position on Woodcock there as they cross the line, but Woodcock not allowing it. So Jamie Woodcock having 6th position and Ruben Shimon Boyd in 7th. Well, those JSMs and Super Minis do provide some close racing for us at the beginning, and they absolutely fly around this circuit, providing some really, really quick times on the paddock. But we're going to be heading over to the next class now. Next class is the Veterans, Race 1. So the Veterans will be up very shortly. We've got the grid. And Jacob, feel free to take us through the grid for the vets.
It's the 2nd pole position of the day for Mark Davis. He'll be hoping this one goes a lot better than the last when I think he dropped out of the race in the end, didn't he, Anthony?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's got James Mustika for company also out there for a 2nd time. Andrew Thompson in 3rd place where he finished the race earlier. Richard Rice in 4th for this one. Julian Gromit back out in 5th. Neil Turner will be 6th. Gav Tappenden 7th. And Steve Allen lines up in 8th. 9th position will be Paul Brimble. 10th, Howard Taylor. Joe O'Neill, winner of the race earlier, will be out in 11th alongside Ian Hellier on the 6th row of the grid. Andy Williams will start this one in 13th. 14th goes to Paul Histon. 15th, Gary Carter. Paul Bingley will start in 16th. And then last but not least, we have John Pearson in 17th, and Carl Baines did not set a time in qualifying. That's you good.
So there we go, there's the Veterans. And like I say, not as many riders in this one, but it's still a busy grid nonetheless. The SY Motos Veterans class always provides some seriously close stuff. Now, Mustika, again, always doing some good racing in this one. But again, it always seems to do better in one of the other classes, doesn't he?
Yes, there's a number of riders who take part in the vets, as well as a couple of other classes. As mentioned, Mark Davis, our pole sitter, has already had a shot at starting from pole position today. James Mustika we've seen, Andrew Thompson we've seen, Richard Rice and Julian Gromit. Our whole top 5 have been out already today. Yeah,
there we go. So be good to see them back out, but in a different class, of course. Now, this is a shot at the top of the Oblivion Hill. As you can just see there, everyone else making their way round to the grid. As we get going for the SY Motos Veterans class, as they all start lining themselves up now on the grid. Now again, quite dry everywhere, but still some damp patches most places. This track does dry very quickly, and with it being so warm and muggy today, that yes, it does clear quite quickly, doesn't it? But yeah, we've got a very, very tight-knit grid out for this one. Mark Davis there on pole position, and it's Mustika there in 2nd. So yeah, Mustika 2nd position, and it looks like we're ready to go for the SY Motos Veterans. The yellow flag goes up at the back, green flag up at the front. The revs raised, slight movement there from the mid-pack. The flag goes down a real way, and it's a good start from all. The 21 machine with a good start as well. Bad start from someone back there. Couldn't see the number as they've gone backwards, really. It looked like almost a stall as they go through. But Davis still leading the way with Mustika close behind him in 2nd position. Everyone getting through well. and it looks like Andrew Thompson still holding on to third as well.
Yep, top three as they were, although Thompson is right on the back of Mustika as they come down the hill for the first time. Clean start for every rider, no one out of this one so far.
Yeah, everyone getting through, but Thompson still on the back of Mustika, and Thompson looking for a move really early on Mustika. Almost collected each other and almost flying over the handlebars was Thompson there, managing to keep it on. And now Mostika's got to run on Davis as they go up the back straight, past the commentary box, as we go up Oblivion for the first time for the SY Motos veterans, as they go back down the hill. But these guys absolutely flying through as everyone's screaming past this camera here. And there we go. And it's still Mustika on Davis as they go round the final corner. It looks like Mustika is going to have a potential move down the inside of turn one. No, he doesn't. He stays behind. Or does he think about it again? No, he doesn't. So he stays behind. But everyone's still getting through the first laps. Davis, Mustika, Thompson, Rice, Gromit, Tappenden, Turner, Brimble, Taylor, Carter, Histon, O'Neill, Williams, Allen, Bingley, Pearson, and Hellier. Rounding out still your 17 as they go over the start-finish line, and these top three still providing some really close racing.
Yep, Gary Carter, your main beneficiary from there, up to 10th from 15th. Great first lap from him. Otherwise, the top 10 is mostly unchanged. We're following the three as they were on the grid: Mark Davis, James Mustika, and Andrew Thompson. And Mustika has a little bit of experience battling up this back hill today. Yeah,
I say Mustika with a cracking exit out of that corner as they go up the hill now. He is all over the back of Davis, and are we going to see a potential move down the inside into the heavy braking zone? That is the last corner. As we go now, Mustika looks down the inside, can't quite do it this time.
Yeah, he battled Dougie Craven for pretty much an entire race earlier on, and he goes to the inside of the first corner. Doesn't quite have the room to make it up the inside of Mark Davis there. Gromit has taken Richard Rice. He's now 4th place behind this leading three.
Yeah, so Mustika there looking for a move down the inside of turn one, and Davis can't quite do it. And then Thompson now has joined onto the back of this pack. So now it's Davis, Mustika, and Thompson. And then we look further back, and then it's Gromit, Rice, Tappenden. So there's several races all the way throughout, but we're looking still at your race leaders now. It's still Davis, Mustika, Thompson as they go back onto the back straight now. And it looks like Thompson had the tighter line out the exit there, but that's really hindered his exit. Now, Mostika's got the slipstream. He's got the toe. He looks to the inside of Davis as they go up the hill. And again, just can't quite do it this time. So Mustika staying behind in 2nd position as they go through. 7 laps to go, but still close at the front. As we're rejoining them now across the start-finish line. And again, Mustika looking to the inside of turn one. I think he's managed to get it done this time. Yes, he has. Mustika takes the lead around turn one. And now Davis is under pressure from Thompson. Thompson looking down the inside of turn number 2. Gets it done. Davis losing 2 positions in 2 corners.
He looked over his wrong shoulder, Anthony. He looked over his left shoulder, and Mustika's on his right-hand side. He didn't see him, I don't think.
No, I don't think he was anticipating going for that part of the circuit. He was expecting him to be wide, but he held the tighter part of the circuit. And we've got a bit of debris there in front of the camera, but we've managed to get that cleared as the rest of the riders go through. So it's still Mustika leading the way with 3 laps in, and it's still so close. Now Davis is going to have the slipstream on Mustika, and we've seen Mustika struggle on this part of the circuit due to his stature, but as they go through, it's all good.
Thompson in 2nd place, following Mustika up the hill there as we drop back to pick up the battle for 4th place. Gromit leading this group with Tappenden, Rice and Turner for company.
Yeah, sorry, apologies. Yeah, of course, Thompson went across the line first. Davis went across the line first and the overtake came afterwards. So yeah, Thompson in 2nd position at the moment as they go across the line now. There it goes, it updates on your timing screen. Purple lap time for Andrew Thompson, 101.807. And of course, fastest man on the circuit at the moment. And they're all flying through. But there's your battle for 1st place as they're going through the S's now. Onto that infield section as they go through. Now, Andrew Thompson, they're still all over the back of Mustika as they go through into the boot section now. But as they disappeared from our screen, can't see it, they'll reappear on the back straight.
I believe we've lost the camera, unfortunately, so we are currently experiencing a few difficulties, but here we are back with our leaders as they all take stock of where each other are. Mustika leads Thompson from Davis up the hill, over summit, and back down towards the last corner.
Here's some action further back on the grid. Just didn't quite see the numbers there, couldn't see them, but it is further down as everyone's getting through on the back straight. as they go up the hill now as well. 4 laps to go. And here's back with your leaders. First, second, and third. It's still Mustika, Thompson, and Davis to go across the line. Personal best lap time in from Davis in third position. He's just on a 1:01.932. And again, they're all running at the same pace here. They're no different in the pace that they've got out there. And they've all concertinaed back up again as they go into this part of the circuit. And again, it's all going to depend on who can get the better exit, who can get on the throttle earlier, and who can get that slipstream effect as they go onto the back straight now. 4 laps remaining as they go past the commentary box again. Mustika with a good look behind. Shake of the head as he can't shake them. He can't shake Thompson and Davis has managed to get past Thompson as well.
Yeah, this is the closest battle we've seen for the lead all day so far. These 3 are going at it hammer and tongue, and we've got 3 laps left of this as well. Yeah,
as they cross the line now, they'll go to 3 laps remaining. Davis looking down at the machine there. Has he got an issue with his bike? He's dropped back massively. Has Davis got an issue with his bike? He keeps looking down. He's managed to open a huge gap. He's still looking down at his machine, and he's losing another position to Thompson. Thompson trying to go round the outside, forcing him out wide is Davis. And I'm not sure if Davis has got an issue with his bike.
All this is benefiting Mustika. He's pulled out a gap which he hasn't been able to do the whole race, and yet you can see it there. There's a little bit of daylight between them, but Davis still hanging on in there.
Yeah, Thompson still trying to find a gap anywhere he can. You saw him go down to the inside there. Here's the battle further down. This is Gromit, Tappenden and Turner. And Richard Rice as well. They're providing close battles there. This is Tappenden and Gromit as they go through onto the back straight. Turner just behind watching this unfold, and then it's Richard Rice and the yellow liveried race suit there as they're going down the back straight up the hill now. At 3 laps to go, it will be 2 very shortly as your race leaders will cross the line shortly. Now here comes Tappenden on Gromit as Tappenden looked down the inside, and it looked like a position change there going into the final corner, but 2 laps remaining. There it is across the line. We'll see it as they cross. Who's in front still?
Still Gromit, Tappenden in behind as they go through the first corner. Tappenden seems to be slapping his bike as he crossed the start-finish line. Not quite sure what that was an issue.
Trying to egg it on, and some contact there between Turner and Tappenden. Tappenden moving to the outside of the circuit, not knowing that Turner was there, and a huge wobble for Tappenden on the number 13 machine. And again, lucky they both stayed upright there through that corner there. That would be a very, very heated discussion, I think. What were you doing? You moved over on me. And that's opened up the gap here. So this is Davis and Thompson. Now, they were in contention for the lead with Mustika, but Mostika's opened that gap now, hasn't he?
He has indeed, yeah. He's got over a second on them last time round, and as he comes on to the last lap now, that gap stands at 1.5 seconds. So Mustika looks to be the race winner of this one. Davis has shrugged off any problems that he had with his bike and is holding off Thompson thus far.
Well, yeah, he had some big issues earlier. I mean, he really slowed down, and that's what's caused this gap to open up from Mustika. But then Mostika's got some traffic in front of him now. Is that going to cause this gap to close back down? He's not managed to get past the first one as of yet as we go through. And then, of course, Davis and Thompson following down, and we'll try and keep an eye on them. It looks like Mostika's got past the first of the 2. But then onto the back straight now. Now Mustika, yet still has got through. There's one of the back markers slowing down, just letting these 2 come through. And Mostika's got past the second of them. I think it's probably Pearson and Bingley that he's got past. But as we go down into the final corner for the last time, here comes Mustika into the final corner. And then here comes Davis and Thompson managing to get past that other back marker, but they cross the line to take the checkered flag. Is James, Mozzie, Mustika, Mark Davis and Andrew Thompson your first, second and third. What a race for the SY Moto veterans.
Yeah, great battle for the lead, and we are still waiting to confirm who's finishing in 4th place. Julian Gromit takes it on the line. I should see Richard Rice coming in behind him, and we do. Tappenden comes home in 6th, and I think Neil Turner will be 7th. Disappointing that the 2 of them had that little collision, but well held by them both, and good to see that they didn't lose out too badly because of that incident. That was race number 1 for the pit bike veterans. Coming up shortly.
Who have we got next, Jacob?
The pit bike on 40s, race B.
Oh, there you go. It's Parker Racing Stock 140 time. Now these guys always provide very close racing for us. It's a big old grid that we've got for all of these guys as they go through. Of course, 2 separate grids. We've got the B race first, and here it is. Starting on pole position, it's Lee Teasdale. He's starting on pole on the 787 machine. It's Travis Tobin in second position, Joe Duggan in third, Carl Sanders in fourth, Simon James Dean in fifth position, and then it's William Hodgson in sixth position, Sebastian Barron in seventh, and Peter Wadsworth in eighth. Ninth position on there is Leighton Santos there with Michael Thompson in 10th position. Adam Jamieson in 11th with Grant Cunningham in 12th. Brett Neeson in 13th. Nathan Smith in 14th. And Simon Doling in 15th. Matt Lewis in 16th position on the 185 machine. Paul Hingham in 17th. Ryan Black in 18th. Simon Patterson in 19th position with Gaz Pearson in 20th. Lee Marshall in 21st. Adam Morgan in 22nd. Dean Rowland in 23rd with Rocky Brewer in 24th on the 199 machine. Joe Woodward with no time on the 25th. Hugh Jones in 26th. Harry Gillam in 27th and Mitchell Baines in 28th with Devon Aline in 29th. All no time set from those riders, but that's your grid for the B race for the pit bike stock 140s as they're all heading round to the grid now. And who's your money on for this one, Jacob?
Well, out of the front, Lee Teasdale and Travis Tobin had significant advantages in qualifying. They were both lapping in the 105s, a 5.4 and a 5.6 for Teasdale and Tobin respectively. Joe Duggan was a further half a second behind, so I can't look beyond the top two, the front row of the grid.
Yeah.
That's Lee Teasdale on the left-hand side, or rather the right of your shot, and on the left of your shot, the right side of the grid, Travis Tobin.
Well, there we go. So, yeah, this is going to be... the 140s always provide some close racing, the B race especially. Of course, well, it's a close match between the B race and the A race, and of course these are some of the guys who qualified a little further down on the order, which is why, of course, they are in said B race. And as you can see, so many riders all lining up, and this is probably going to be the busiest race out there, isn't it?
Absolutely. Flag, they're discarded by the man at the front. He's, I think he's just wants his green one.
Yeah.
All he needs is the green one to start the race. You'll see the white helmet there of Teasdale and the orange helmet just about, you can see, of Tobin. Those are your front runners. That's Carl Sanders in the lovely blue suit. But the green flag is up. We are ready to start this one. And away we go. Good start from pole position from Lee Teasdale. Travis Tobin has dropped back down into fourth place. Joe Duggan and Carl Sanders have got the better of him. All riders away safely in this one.
Yeah, Travis Tobin there on the number 6 machine, managing to get through. There's the 119. That's Rocky Brewer. There's about 3 wide there further down. And again, Zail Constantine are up back there. But everyone managing to get through the first couple of corners well as they go through the S's now. And we get that lovely effect as they all slot into position. And there's further down the 461 machine there as well.
Joe Duggan's gone to the lead. I've just seen out the window and we see confirmed on shot now through Luna. Joe Duggan, although he's grabbing something at the back.
I don't know what on earth he was touching there, but yeah, there we go. The 64 machine, Joe Duggan, actually has now lost the lead.
Teasdale back in front.
Yeah, Teasdale back in front of Duggan. And Duggan, again, looked like he was struggling for power on that back straight there, wasn't he?
Yep, but he's coming back at him and may have a look into the last corner. Thinks better of it. It's going to be Teasdale for lap 1, crossing the line first. Yeah,
good lap for everyone to start off with. Teasdale still leading the way. Duggan in second. Sanders, then Tobin, Barron, James Dean, Santos, Thomas, Hodgson, Neesham, Cunningham, Lewis, Marshall, Smith, Black, Dolling. And then that is everyone going through, and it's still close at the front there. It looks like Duggan again's gone down the inside of Teasdale, and he's made it complete as they go through the S's onto the infield straight now. And they're going to head through into that one. Now, this is where we saw, again, Teasdale get back in front of Duggan on this section here. Now, are we going to see a copy of it that we saw last time as we go onto the back straight? And again, Duggan grabbing something as he goes onto that back straight. Not sure what it is. but it goes through, and again down the inside, Teasdale does it, down the inside of Oblivion, really close that time, but then here comes Duggan again. Duggan back down the inside, is he going to think about it into the last corner? He's looking at it, down into the braking zone of turn 1, no, thinks against it again. It's a very tricky corner to try and get past, isn't it, that one?
It is indeed. We saw a couple of overtakes there last year. The weather may have affected the opportunity to do it this year, as we said. It's quite damp offline, but these two set to battle right throughout the race, and the two behind as well.
Yeah, Sanders and Tobin, they're providing very close racing there, and again Duggan with a better exit out of one of the corners there as they go into the S's. Can't quite do it though this time, so it's still Teasdale from Duggan as they go through the chicane, and then it's Sanders and Tobin. Barron and Santos go through, so big battles all the way through, and again Duggan trying to dive bomb down the inside of Teasdale, and all this time that's going to allow Sanders and Tobin, third and fourth, to catch the back of these two. Yeah.
Whilst I said at the front of the race, I can't look beyond the front row of the grid, I should have just looked one behind, because the top four here are all vying to win this one. Teasdale gets a very, very good gap coming up the hill, though.
Yeah, so he's got the momentum on the back straight. He's got the power advantage as they go through. Here's the rest of them. The 89 machine, that's Sebastian Barron that we're just looking at there as they go through across the start-finish line. This is, of course, third, fourth, and fifth as they go through. But this train of three bikes now still giving close racing. That's Barron going really wide, sweeping back down to the outside, trying to get that apex and trying to get a better exit up the corner to try and get on the power. We're back with our leaders now. It's still Teasdale at the front, Duggan still behind, and it looks like Duggan has made contact with Teasdale. Duggan gets forced out onto the grass, and again it looked like Duggan had such a good exit out the corner. Teasdale wasn't expecting it, goes on the same racing line and forces Duggan off the circuit, and that's really hindered his chance to win this race.
Absolutely, he's lost a bit of time, but he is still in second place. I don't think this battle is over just yet.
Well, that gap really opened up now. It was 7/10 last time. We'll see what it is when they cross the line. But a huge disadvantage for Duggan there as he felt like he gained the time. Now further back as well, it's Tobin on Barron. Tobin has got some lot of pressure from Barron as they go down into the braking zone. Again at the final corner across the start-finish line. And again, what's Barron got under his sleeve? He looks to the inside of turn 1 again. Can't quite think of it this time. So Tobin and Barron and Santos.
Tobin on Sanders. Actually, Sanders is in third place and Barron's for company in fifth.
You're right, indeed it is. So yeah, it's Sanders on Tobin. Well spotted there, that man. But yes, it's all flying through. So yeah, it is Tobin on Sanders, I should say, as they go round through the S's now.
Yep, Tobin's been on that back wheel of Sanders now for the last lap and a half or so. Our leaders are right back together. Duggan has caught up to Teasdale a lap, has given them the opportunity to catch up, and up the inside on the exit of Luna, they are side by side. Typically Teasdale's been quicker up the hill, and yes, he does pull away here, keeps his lead.
Yeah, so Teasdale with the much better exit, as you say. Yes, Jacob, he's got much more power as they enter that straight and going up the hill. But again, we're just going to see Duggan again slide it down the inside out of the final corner. It's such an ambitious move. He comes from so late, but he manages to almost do it that time around, but just didn't make it. They cross the line again, and we're on lap 5 at the moment of 9, as we're going to be finishing this race soon, and there's still plenty of action further back from these guys. It's still Duggan in front, then it's Sanders and Tobin again, still close so far. Fastest man on circuit is Travis Tobin, 104.191 on the number 6 machine in 4th position.
Yep, they're just battling each other too much. Teasdale and Duggan to get away, and Sanders and Tobin to catch up with them. It's on a knife edge, this one.
It is indeed on a knife edge. That's a good way to put it, actually. It is so close, as again you can see Tobin pressuring Sanders further behind for 3rd position. But these guys still so close, and again Duggan, he's probably going to do it this time again into the braking zone, down into the final corner. We'll see it. No, way too far back now. Can't quite do it this time as they go across the start-finish line. And again, we're going to be going into turn 1. Again, he tries to look down the inside, but then you've got this battle for 3rd place now. You've got Sanders, Tobin, Barron there, all providing some seriously close racing for us at the front.
Yeah, I think that move into the last corner almost has to be done before the corner begins. It's such a tight one. You need to be alongside them to almost force them wide, if you will. and make them take a compromised line to get the job done. And so far, Joe Duggan hasn't been able to do it.
Yeah, it's a very committed corner, that one. You really have to pile on the pressure and really just shove it down the inside, send it as you will down the inside of that final corner. And again, Duggan trying to get that slipstream, really tucking into his bike now, trying to grab onto the back of that slipstream of Teasdale as they go up the hill. And then it's into final corner time now. Duggan's got a much better run here. Is he going to go down the inside as they go into the final corner? He looks at it again. No, again, he can't quite look at it. It looks like he's got much better exit, but then he's got a much tighter line, and now there's a back marker involved, and he's got the inside line. Duggan's got the inside as they go through, and it looks like Duggan may have got it. No, he hasn't. So Teasdale's still in front of Duggan, but Duggan's still trying to find any way he can. We're on lap 7 at the moment. This is close stuff from these two.
Yeah, unbelievably, Teasdale still ahead of Duggan and Sanders still ahead of Tobin, but Duggan, just as I say that, slides to the inside and takes the lead of this one. Can he keep it up the hill where Teasdale's been so strong?
Well, here we go. This is the point that we'll see it. So Duggan now in the lead, and Teasdale, again, he's got a much better run out of this corner. He's got the power. And again, we'll see what he can do as they go on to the back straight now. They're going to come past our commentary box. You can see there in shot. And again, here comes Carl Sanders as well. He's in third position. That gap closing as they go up the hill. Look at it. And it's Teasdale now. He's going to try and find any momentum he can. Is he going to try and do what Duggan has been doing all this race and diving it down the inside at the final corner? He can't quite do it this time. Across the start-finish line again as they cross now. So it's still Duggan from Teasdale, from Sanders, Tobin and Barron. They are your top 5, still very close. Carl Sanders, your fastest man, in third position, 1:03.512.
Yep, Sanders has really turned it on this last couple of laps. He's closed the gap to the leaders. He's right with them there, you can see. Tobin unable to keep with him over these last few laps. The race is coming towards Sanders at the minute. He's the fastest man on circuit.
He is the fastest man out there, only 8 tenths between them. As you can see now, there's a bit of a gap that Joe Duggan's got now. It was 1/10 as they crossed the line. Obviously, just made the move done, but that gap's much bigger than 1/10 now as we're trying to battle our way through these back markers now. And it's Sanders on Teasdale as they go onto the back straight past our commentary box.
Yep, it's now a three-way battle for the lead. Tobin not quite in it at the minute, but don't count him out at all. Duggan leads into the last corner. This is the last lap, Anthony, and we see the checkered flag being prepared. And there it is. Confirmation, Joe Duggan wins. Lee Teasdale comes home in second, Carl Sanders in third. Travis Tobin will take fourth with Sebastian Barron in fifth, and we expect to see Leighton Santos coming home in sixth. A great race, Anthony.
Yeah, really, really good race. And of course, these guys always provide it. The stock 140s, always a big grid out there, always provided close racing.
Yep, and it's such a big grid. We got another race of them coming up next. That's the A group.
So we're going to head over to the A race now, and we're going to try and get your grid up for you. Again, Jacob, talk us through the A grid.
Okay. if you insist. Ryan Tyers starts on pole position alongside Luke Westerman, who had a cracking win earlier on today. Ben Lord starts in third place with Will Lathrop alongside him. Zach Shelton, one of our junior riders last year, starts in fifth in this one with Matthew Bolsover in sixth. We haven't seen much of Matthew Bolsover this year, have we?
No, I haven't, no.
But
He's there. There he is.
Certainly
Sixth position.
a contender last year in the terms of the championship. Good to have him back. Chris Greaves starts in 7th with Mick Lord in 8th. 5th row of the grid will be Dougie Craven, who we saw battling with Mustika earlier on today, and Marshall Richardson in 10th. Luke Small and Ed Peed are 11th and 12th. Stephen Gorton 13th with Ben Lucas again in 14th. Simon Wadsworth will be 15th, and Joe Milner's in 16th position. Chris Edwards is in 17th, Scott McGiven 18th, Dan Pearson 19th, and 20th is Max Bartle. 21st and 22nd are John Buckle and Paul Brimble. Phil Dickens will be 23rd, with Greg Stretch for company in 24th. 23rd position on the grid goes to Jake Campbell. Brad Copeland will be 26th. Ben Suter is 27th. Ian Hellier in 28th. And last but not least, Keith Little, who we saw win a race earlier, starts this one in 29th.
Yeah, so there we go. 29 riders in this one. And again, that shows you why they've had to separate this class. Again, so many of them. How many was that? Like 50 in total or something?
I think there's 25 in the last one and 29 in this one. So that'd be
so
54.
Yeah, there we go. Quick maths there. There we go. But yeah, so that just shows you how competitive and how popular this category is, the Parker Racing Stock 140s. But again, all the categories here are popular, and again, I'd like to take part in much of them that I can.
They're not quite
quite out on circuit yet, are they?
No.
So we're ahead of them here. How's the day been going so far then, do you reckon?
I think it's getting better as it goes along, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It seems that every race adds a little bit more in terms of a battle for the lead. I think we had 4 riders battling for it in the last one, 3 before that, 2 before that. So, yeah, the races seem to be getting more exciting as we go throughout the day. And if that carries on, the last race of the day is going to be incredible.
Well, yeah, if that's your theory, yeah, it should be magic. There we go. But you can see dark clouds looming over the circuit again. The weather forecast said the rain should have stopped from now. We're not expecting any more. Touch wood, it stays like that. But you can see there those dark clouds looming over the circuit, and again, providing some. What's the word?
Food for thought.
Yeah, food for thought for the riders out there. What's happening with the weather? But you can see the riders now making their way out onto the circuit. They'll be heading to the grid. Hopefully they're going to take a shortcut and not go around the whole circuit.
I think they are. I think they get the full track just to make sure they're familiar with the conditions.
Fair enough.
Very important today, more than ever, as they head into Luna to test that out for the first time. A few riders there making their way through the S's, and we should be good to go as soon as they make it back onto the grid.
Yeah, so everyone going through as the number 5. There's the number, I think that was the 13 or the 15. Some of these riders, some of the bikes now with the numbers that they've got on, yes, they may look cool, but they're very not clear to see what they say. It's very difficult to see on a camera through a TV screen. It's yeah, a bit difficult, but yeah, there we go. So still plenty of action all the way through, and there's the 64 machine. Is that back out on circuit? It's just out, yeah.
It's Paul Bramble.
There we go. So the same bike, but different rider.
I think Paul's been out. I want to say Paul's been out on the track already today. Who's your money on for this one?
Oh, it's definitely going to be the 48. Ben Lord.
Okay.
Ben Lord, 3rd position. That's who's my money on.
There he is on the left-hand side of your shot with a white helmet and a red, white, and black suit. To his right, you've got Luke Westerman, who's already won a race today, and Ryan Tyers, your pole sitter, in the black suit to the left.
Now, those two, of course, always have a good little scrap, but I've just got a feeling Ben Lord's going to have it on this one. Don't know why. I've got a feeling in my toes that Ben Lord's going to have this one.
Well,
we'll see what happens.
Keep an eye out for the 3rd row of the grid, I'm going to say. Zach Shelton and Matt Bolsover both had fantastic years last year, and expect to see them run well today as well.
Yeah, yellow flag goes up at the back, so it looks like we're ready to go racing here for the Parker Racing Stock 140s. This is the A race. The green flag goes down and we're away, and it's a good start from everyone as they go through turn 1, but there's a staller at the back. It was the 34 machine stalling at the back, but it's a good start from everyone. Luke Westerman getting to the front again.
Yep, Westerman leads from tyres early on here. He takes them down the hill for the first time. And yeah, the top 5, still the top 5 that were on the grid, I believe. Trying to get a good look at them. There's just so many bikes in this race.
Yeah, there is quite a few going there, but again, Luke Westerman leading the way. It's Ryan Tyres just behind, and then my money's on that man in third. It's Ben Lord on the 48 machine.
Yeah, let's see who's got the best engine up the hill. It's been very decisive today so far. Ben Lord
Go on!
Looks to have
There it is. Down the inside goes Ben Lord. Cracking move. But yeah, there you go. He's got the power there.
Certainly does. Luke Westerman holds the lead, though. Look how
Big little group of tires. He didn't even know what to say for that section. It looked like it was all going to go wrong, didn't it? There were so many riders going side by side into the final corner. But there we go. It's Westerman, Ben Lord, Lathrop, Tyres, and Bolsover in your top 5 as they go through. And here's a huge battle as they go through. Tyres now moving up into third. So we're managing to get past Lathrop there as they're going back down the hill into the S's now. It's Ben Lord in second position, but it's Westerman still leading the way.
Yeah, incredibly, after the first lap, we still got the top 7 separated by a second and 2/10. 1.269 the gap back to Chris Greezy in 7th. This really is the longest train we've seen battling for the lead all day.
It is indeed, and they're 4 wide on the back straight now as they go past the commentary box. And again, it's Westerman, Lord, Lathrop and Tyres as they go side by side up the hill, up Oblivion. And here comes Bolsover now in 5th position. There's 5 bikes now involved as they go down the hill into the final corner. They're still side by side. And then it's, who's that who's taken? There's so many bikes, I don't know who's who. And it looks like Ben Lord has dropped down into 3rd position now. No, he's dropped down into 4th position. So it's Lathrop now in 2nd position from Westerman in 1st. Bolsover now up into 3rd position. And then it's Tyres in 5th. So Tyres gaining positions, but also losing those positions as well. So it's Westerman still leading the way, and it's such a close pack now.
Yeah, Westerman just holds on. Lathrop there had a great run up the hill. He's in 2nd place, and we'll be looking to move into the lead at the start of this. And we've got a rider there down at the top of the hill. Not quite sure who that was. We couldn't pick out a number. But yeah, here is Westerman leading them out of Luna. Bolsover looking handy in 3rd as well.
There we go. So we're back onto the start-finish straight now, and it looks like Lathrop side by side with Westerman. Lathrop has got the run. He's got the inside line. Can he hold it? No, he can't. Westerman says no to it. Westerman says no, and it's now got Bolsover. He's closing in on these two now. So Bolsover looking down the inside, and so is everyone looking down the inside. Lathrop down the inside of Westerman. Lathrop gets it done across the line, almost collecting Bolsover does Westerman as they cross the line. So it's Lathrop now your new race leader, Westerman, then Bolsover as they cross the line through turn 1. And again, this gaggle of 6 bikes now as they're going through up the hill, and it's still Tyres in 5th position. Ben Lord going down into 4th position now, but this is such a close race with 6 laps to go.
Yep, this could go any way. Do not adjust your sets. There are 6 bikes who could take the win here. Right through Lathrop, Westerman, Bolsover, Lord, Tyres and Shelton.
Yeah, still all going through. And now again, we're back onto this back straight section now. And you can see the train of 5 bikes. They have opened up slightly now, but it's still side by side, Lathrop and Westerman. Lathrop still leading as they go up the hill of Oblivion. And they're going to disappear from view from our commentary box, but we've still got them now as they go down into the final corner. And there's Tyres down the inside of Ben Lord. Can't quite get it done into the final corner. So Ryan Tyres there with a big move potentially there on the downside. And then here comes everyone else. So that was Bolsover outside of Westerman. So Bolsover takes 2nd position from Westerman as they go round turn 1. It was a great move. And here comes Tyres down the inside of Ben Lord as well. So Tyres now moving up into 4th position. Ben Lord down into 5th.
Yeah, Westerman looked to the inside, I think, of the first corner, trying to retake the lead from Lathrop, but Bolsover said, thank you very much, I'll go around the outside and have 2nd place off you.
Really good move from all of them there as they go through. It's so close all the way through this field. We're looking at Ryan Tyres. He's right behind Westerman. Westerman's looking down the inside of Bolsover. Westerman's got the inside line, and as they go onto the back straight now, it's still Westerman and Bolsover side by side as they're going up the hill.
Look at the lead Lathrop's got. He's miles ahead of them. Westerman is in 2nd place, and Tyres up to 3rd now.
Yeah, so Tyres really piling through the pack, and there comes Ben Lord. Yeah, Ben Lord back up into 3rd position. They go through the final corner, and Bolsover has been demoted down into, I think, 5th or 6th position. Yeah, 6th position he's gone down to. And Ben Lord getting a bit squirrely there through the corner. And that's given the position to Ryan Tyres. So Tyres going in front of Ben Lord now. And still so close between these top 5.
Yep, Shelton making a move there on Lord, I believe. Yep, and he's up to 4th. I did say don't discount that 3rd row of the grid, and Bolsover and Shelton certainly getting in the mix.
Yeah, there he goes, and this is a new rider involved now. I've not seen this. I think this is Shelton.
Yep.
That we've got here. Yes, so Shelton.
He's ahead of Tyres.
He is. He's got in front of Tyres now. So Tyres again dropping a position, and he's looking back, and there's Ben Lord just behind him, and or is that Ben Lord in front? Or is
we got Lothrop from Westerman.
Yep.
Shelton, then Lord, I think.
Yes, and then Tyres.
No, yep, then Lord, then Tyres, then Bolsover.
The main thing is, though, Westerman has caught back up to Lathrop. So Lathrop thought he'd got away, but here comes Westerman. They go across the line. 3 laps to go. Westerman, fastest lap of the race, 101.314, as they're going now into turn number 2. It's the 226 of Lathrop. It's the number 11 of Westerman. They're all on their own. It's 1st and 2nd place as they're going down the hill now into the S's section. They'll hit those 3 apexes there. There's 1, there's 2. And then they'll go through the 3rd one there onto the infield straight now. And then it's down into Luna as they're going through that section now. There's Ben Lord and Ryan Tyres as they're going through Luna as well. But so close in action as they go through this section now.
Yeah, Westerman needed that fastest lap. He's right on the back of Lathrop as they head up the hill. Be interested to see what Shelton can do with the little bit of space that he has. A current BMB champion, don't forget, as to the inside goes Westerman. There's not quite enough room there, but he is very, very close.
Yeah, Westerman looking for any advantage he could take from Lathrop as they go into the braking zone now of the final corner. Again, a very tricky place to do it, but they're all staying side by side as they go through. And there we go, across the start-finish line. 2 laps to go now. We're on the penultimate lap. Fastest rider out there is Zach Shelton, the 0-4 in 3rd position, and there he is. It looks like he is gaining heavily on these top 2 here as these 2 battle for position. Here comes Shelton.
He has indeed got the pace. I said, what can he do with a little bit of space? And he can go half a second quicker than the 2 ahead of him. He will make this a 3-way battle for the lead before the end of the race.
I do hope so, because that would really spice things up for this one. But it's still Lathrop and Westerman. You're still your 2 leaders as we go onto the back straight now. They're going to be passing our commentary box. And who's going to have the better run now up the hill? Westerman really tucking into his machine here, trying to get as much slipstream as he can. And he's really closed that gap now as they go up the hill into oblivion for the penultimate time. As they go into the final corner now as well. Heavy on the brakes. Here comes Westerman. No, he can't quite do it now. He stays behind Lathrop. So Lathrop still leading as they go across the line to start its final lap.
Yeah, it could go any of 3 ways. I think Lord, Tyres and Bolsover are too far back, although Tyres has just got the better of Lord up into 4th place. We follow our leaders now. Lathrop holds this one as he has done for the last couple of laps. Westerman looking most likely to do something about it, but Shelton is right on the back of Westerman now. Westerman seems to get a bit out of shape there as well.
I was going to say, yeah, Westerman with a big bobble there under the suspension, and he's lost a bit of position, and he's almost opened that gap, and Shelton is going to try and capitalise on this and try and get a position. He's right on Westerman now as they go through Luna onto the back straight now. Is Shelton going to have enough momentum to get alongside and go side by side up into oblivion? Can he do it? No, he can't quite do it this time. He's only got 1 more corner to try. He's going to try and do it under braking into the final corner. He's side by side with them as they get to the top of oblivion. As they go down to the inside. No, he can't quite do it. It looks like it's set in concrete as the rain starts pouring down on the last lap.
Oh, down goes a rider at the background. Oh, and I think that's Ryan Tyres.
I think it might have been Ryan Tyres. You're right. As the rain started to go down and Tyres is going down our leaderboard. Yes, he's managed to get back up and he's rejoined. But Tyres there. You saw the rain start to pour down, and he was so committed to the corner, the bike just disappeared from him as the rain is heavily coming down now. But what a win for Lathrop. Westerman in 2nd position and Shelton in 3rd place.
A cracking race, but just a word for the recovery there from Ryan Tyres. It's almost as if he went off screen and picked up another bike.
Well, yeah, I tell you what, you wouldn't see that in football, would you? But, yeah, it looked like he just jumped over the paddock, say, give me yours. And he's got back on it and cracked on. But yeah, what a recovery from Ryan Tyres there. Unfortunately, though, going down into 9th position. But hey, 9th is better than last, isn't it? So absolutely cracking stuff from the entire grid as that rain just started pouring down in those last couple of corners. But what a race for the...
if only that rain could have come a lap earlier, that would have been incredible.
If the rain came a lap earlier, that would have really spiced it up. But the Parker Racing Stock 140s, guys, the A race, providing such close racing for us. What's next on the agenda?
Next up, after this one, we have got the Ultimate Super Minis.
So we're on to the IMR Racing Junior Stock. It's our next category out on circuit, and I have to say there's quite a few riders out in this one as well, isn't there?
There are indeed. There are, in grand total, at least 20 going to be taken to the grid for this one. We've got 22 on the grid, but 2 haven't set a time. They are pole position man, Chase Collymore, and second on the grid, Luca Allen. Third will be Ryan Frost. Fourth, Lucas Hill. Charlotte McCuso lines up in fifth for this one. Daniel Goodman in sixth. Seventh for JJ Cunningham. Eighth for Troy Jeffrey. Ninth will be Harley McCabe. And Ty Butler starts alongside him in 10th. Kai McKinlock will be 11th with Nathan Alice fourth company on the 6th row. Harvey Lathrop in 13th. 14th for Stephen Brooks. Mason Greasley will be 15th. 16th, Henry Bain. Oshan Thomas will be 17th. Tyre Collymore 18th. George Wood 19th. Holly Reeves 20th. And the 2 that didn't set a time, Lewis Lakey and Luke Hopkins. Anthony, another opportunity for you to learn how to say Oshan.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I'll try my best to say it, but of course, I generally tend to fail at saying names. I do apologise to everyone, but yeah, names is not my forte. Yeah, I do struggle with names. I'll try my best though. Many high-vis on the grid. Of course, this is one of the junior classes, so we get many more marshals out on circuit due to the thanks of the kindness of the paddock. Most of the parents come out and help out with keeping an eye on the young ones out there. But of course, as the rain came down there, all that track has gone wet again, hasn't it? So we've got changing conditions. The track doesn't seem to be warming up at any point, and yeah, it's really difficult out there, isn't it?
Yep, it'll be tricky for these young riders. You can see Chase Collymore on his distinctive orange helmet to the left-hand side. Luca Allen in the white suit and white bike on the right. The green flag goes up. We are ready to start this one, and we are racing. Good start from the front of the grid. All 3 out the front, getting away very well. Chase Collymore's lost the lead, though. That, I believe, is Ryan Frost in front.
Yeah, Ryan Frost with a great start there from 3rd position on the grid, moving up into 1st. Really convincing, and that rain is still really coming down, isn't it?
Absolutely, you can see it in that shot there as Frost goes down the hill for the first time. Him and Collymore seem to be adapting best in these early stages. They've got quite a gap now back to Luca Allen. Yeah,
they all get through, and of course these guys qualified in conditions roughly the same as this. But yeah, that rain really coming down now as they're going through Luna.
These 2 are absolutely gone.
Yeah, these
Collymore right on the back of Frost now as they come out the back straight, but they've got a couple of second gap already.
They have indeed. They've really opened it up, and as they're going up the hill now for the first time into oblivion, and say 9 laps to go, and they'll come down the hill into the braking zone. Now just be careful here, guys. You know, the rain is really coming down. It's a very tricky corner, and you saw tyres go down here in the last race, but these 2 managing to get through. A bit of a wobble though from I think there's Luca Allen there on the 28 machine as he goes over the start-finish line. No, Chase Collymore, sorry, in 2nd position on the number 7. And it looks like Chase again. He's got a good run on the outside of turn 1. Tries to look down the inside of turn number 2. Can't quite do it this time. So it's still Frost leading the way from Collymore. Yeah,
the rest of the field. Lucas Hill not showing up, as is Henry Bain struggling to pick up on the transponders as well. I think Bain may have gone down, but I'm pretty sure Luca Allen was still behind these guys. But yeah, Ryan Frost and Chase Collymore, 7-second lead after just the one lap.
These guys are flying, and it looks like Chase Collimore's got a good run down the inside there.
Rider down on the entry to Luna. That was 3rd or 4th place. I think that's Kai McIntosh.
It could be the number 16 machine. There he is. Can't quite see who it is, though. Still, we'll try and keep an eye as they cross the line who goes down. But yeah, it's a possibility it was 3rd or 4th position that went down. Riders on their feet, though.
Yeah, looking out my window, I can still see Harley McCabe. Ryder seems to be fine. That's Nathan Ellis Ward, I think.
Possibly, yeah. We cross the line. Chase Collymore takes the lead from Ryan Frost as they cross the line. 7 laps to go. And of course, they're going to be coming into the yellow flag section shortly, as we've still got one of the riders down. He is up on his feet trying to get back on the bike.
It is Nathan Ellis Ward. Kai McIntosh, who I initially thought it may have been, takes 3rd position. Harley McCabe is now in 4th. Luca Allen's still there in 5th. But yes, Nathan Ellis Ward unfortunately taken to the grass.
There we go. It looks like he's rejoined the circuit now. He's going past our commentary box as one of the marshals there getting in front of one of our static cameras there. Good shots as he disappears behind our timing screen. But here's still your race leaders. It's Collymore and Frost as we're on the back straight now past the commentary box. And it looks like Frost has got the power on the back straight. Is he going to look to the inside up the hill? No, not this time.
They are very close. They're 2/10 separate them as they cross the line. It looks like it's going to be something similar next time round as they come down the hill into the last corner.
Yeah, so still very close action. And I say, yeah, Ryan Frost again looking down the inside of turn 1. Can't quite do it this time. So Ryan Frost has got the pace. It's just, I think he just struggled up the back straight there. There is the recovering Ward rider there. It's just in front. Yeah, he's going to have the race leaders come past him very shortly as they go on to the infield straight. There's 3rd position. And then we look back here, and here we go. And there's, again, Frost on Collymore. Frost looking for any advantage you can get on Collymore. 6 laps to go with 3 laps in. And again, just looks like Frost has got the better exit out of Luna and can get on that power. And you can see the line he's got there, and it comes side by side. So Frost much better out of Luna.
And here they are alongside Frost. Goes to the inside and takes the lead just about from Chase Collymore. Yeah. Frost 1st, Collymore 2nd.
Very good stuff there from Frost. But then here comes Collymore. Frost running wide. Not sure what that was. Manages to gain the lead and then loses it straight away again to Chase Collymore. So Chase back in front. 4 laps down, 5 to go. And this is just, I think this is the beginning of what could come at the end of the race. These guys are not backing down, are they? They're still side by side most of the way around the circuit. And yeah, really giving each other plenty of room, though, which is good to see. But Frost, much wider entry into the S's there. And it looks like he's going to gain a bit of momentum as they go into Luna. Is he going to try and look down the inside here? No, he doesn't. Stays behind. These guys have opened up a 9.5 second gap, though, to 3rd position. How about that?
Yeah, well, it was 7 seconds after the first lap. I'm surprised it's not bigger, to be honest. Frost now lining Chase Collymore up again up the hill as we cut away to this angle where we do see he's done it again. Let's see if he can keep it through Oblivion this time.
There we go, yeah, he ran wide last time, and he's done it again. He's gone for the much wider line, and he's allowed Chase Collymore to take the lead again. So I'm not sure what it is. But Ryan Frost really not liking the apex at the top of Oblivion, is he?
Well, we know he's carrying a lot more speed. Perhaps he just has to take that line in order to make the corner, and Chase, going slightly slower, is able to take a tighter line and travel less distance.
Well, yeah, there you go. Well, you would have thought Ryan Frost would have learnt that now, because that's going to give Chase Collymore the advantage that he needs, you know. Oh, I know that Ryan gets past me here, but I'll just have him at this next corner, and that's before the final braking zone of the last corner. And yeah, much easier place to do it. But these guys still neck and neck all the way around the circuit. 4 laps to go. But Ryan Frost is, again, just looking at anything. He's got a much better line through Luna again. He's going to do the same. Runs out wide, gets on the power earlier, gets the slipstream, and he's now on the outside as they go up the hill for Oblivion. Backmarker involved now at the front.
And that's allowed Chase to come back at him and shut the door. He goes to the inside this time of the corner. And nope, Chase still has the lead.
Yeah, so Chase managing to hold on to it there. I'm not sure why Ryan Frost went to the outside there as they go up the hill. It definitely was an advantage place to go. But again, Ryan Frost looking for any opportunity he can to get past. 3 laps to go now. And these guys still so close out there.
Yep, expect this lead to change at least once more before the end of the race. Hopefully Ryan can have another go up the hill this time round. He was seemingly hampered by that back marker at his favoured overtaking spot. They come down through the S's now and into Luna, after which they will be back onto the back straight.
Yeah, I'm looking out my window as well because I can see this out from the commentary box. And again, they just look so fast as they sweep round this corner now. And they're going to come past the commentary box now. Again, Frost with the wider line switches to the inside now. And there goes Frost down the inside of Oblivion as they go up the hill now. And he's got it now. Frost, hold on to that inside line and don't allow Collingwood to come back down the inside. Good man, he's done it that time, and now he should be still in the lead as they go into the braking zone of the final corner. Yes, he is. So that's Frost now still leading the way, but Collingwood still looking for a move down the inside, and he goes for a move down the inside of turn 1. Can't quite do it this time, and Ryan Frost was the fastest man on the circuit, 104.619. 2 laps to go, and there is the 41 machine. That's Luca Hopkins. He's getting involved now as he's kind of almost split these guys up a bit. And that has hindered Collingwood slightly, who's managed to only just get past Hopkins there on the 41 machine, but they've both got past, and that's given Frost a slight advantage now.
Yeah, Collingwood's bike seems to be gripping a bit better as he goes to the inside of Luna and retakes the lead. For now, we know Frost's bike seems to be quicker in a straight line. They come out onto the back straight. Let's see if Ryan can bite back at him.
Yeah, Collingwood with a much better exit out of the S's part of the track there. Manages to squeeze through. And here comes Frost back down the inside, not this time up Oblivion. So he's going to wire him up for the last lap, I think. This is going to be his last opportunity to do it. So they're going to go around the final corner now, and they're going to be starting their final lap this time. So through there, and again, we've got some more back markers up ahead. I'm going to say that that is George Wood, I believe, that's just crossed the line, and the 93 machine. He's going to allow these two to get past. There we go, as they both managed to do so. But Frost still trying to find any gap he can.
Yeah, I think it's grip versus power. Grip with Chase Collymore, he seems to go through the corners a lot better. And power with Ryan Frost, who seems to get up the hill at a faster rate.
Yeah, he does, and let's see what he can do this time around. It's last lap time, and of course we're coming into that section where Frost is faster than Collymore. We're on the back straight. And again, here comes Frost. So he's got the slipstream. He's been much further back this time than he's been throughout the entire race. And he can't get alongside this time. So Frost is still behind as they go up into this corner now. Is he going to look down the inside into the braking zone for the final corner? He switches to the outside. Is he going to try and get a later apex and try and get on the power earlier? He can't quite do it, but it's Collymore still in the way. They're side by side across the line. Who's going to get it? Frost has got it. Frost has got it by 2 thousandths of a second. Absolutely unbelievable. Frost managed to pip him across the line under power, but Frost takes the race win from Collymore. That's the closest finish I've seen, I think, so far this year.
I think it's the closest finish I've ever seen to anything. That's incredible. 2 thousandths for a second, and they don't know who's won it between the two of them. You can see them there looking at each other as if to say, not really sure. But wow, 2 thousandths of a second. Frost had the better run out of the last corner, and there's just a drag race for the line, which Frost appears to have won.
It was indeed, but a very, very close ending for the IMR Racing Minis and Junior SM 140s. And we have got the Ultimate Super Minis and the SM Opens Race 1, and it's the B race that we've got up first. So we're on to the MasterTech Super Minis, and here is your grid. Starting on pole position, Nathan Smith with Steve Jennings in second position. Aaron Howe in third with Craig Bradley. This is the qualifying order that I think we've got up on there. But Michael Thompson in third position. But we'll try and get through on that one. We'll get the right one up for you. So as soon as we've got a thumbs up to say that grid's ready, there it is. We'll get it back up on your screen. So we'll take 2 on this one. There we go. So this is race 1B. It's Mike Edwards on pole position, Callum Ricketts in second with Rob Booth in third, Nathan Smith in fourth position with Michael Garwood in fifth, Michael Thompson in sixth position with Stephen Tempest in seventh, Craig Bradley in eighth position on the 76 machine. Ninth position is someone's name who's far too long for me to read on the system. I think it's Agnes and Armstrong there in ninth position. Gavin Robinson in 10th. Glyn Jones in 11th position. Tony Thomas in 12th. Andy Abbott in 13th position with Joe Quinn in 14th. Scarlett Robinson in 15th with Leslie Noble in 16th position on the number 66. Then we've got your 17th, 18th and 19th. No laps completed in qualifying, but it's Alan Wright, Jack Bednarak and Steve Jennings rounding out your grid. So, of course, again, the sun's come back out, the track's slightly drier, and we're back to normal racing again. Who's your money on this one?
Well, Mike Edwards qualified on pole position for this one with a 2-second advantage. Callum Ricketts, so it's hard to look behind our pole sitter. I've said that a couple of times today, that the qualifying pace of the people up front was far superior and they just couldn't carry that kind of advantage through to the race. But yeah, 2 seconds for Mike Edwards. I'm gonna go put my chips on that particular square right there.
Put your chips?
Yeah, as in you move your chips to where
I thought you were talking about chips as in fish and chips.
Certainly not, no.
I was going to say, I'd never bet my fish and chips.
It's 5 to 4 in the afternoon. Lunchtime's been gone.
That's right, tea time. There we go. Some grid altercation going on there. There's riders swapping position. Very vibrant leathers there of the 53 machine.
Mike Edwards, our pole sitter. Lovely.
Yeah, so everyone's going to see that. Could get away with saying he was more of a yellow flag than anything, so it might slow the riders down. That's why he's got the advantage. But it looks like we're good. Yellow flag goes up at the back. Green flag's up the front. It's the Mastertech Super Minis. It's the B race, and we're away. And we're straight into turn one. Everyone gets away well as they go through. And again, looks like Mike Edwards with a very convincing start. The number 5 machine, Rob Booth, getting very squirrely onto braking, gone straight on. And there's the 76 machine gone straight on. So these guys are not used to the conditions yet. It didn't get too dry, and these guys struggled there. So some of the riders going right down the order.
Yeah, Rob Booth is red flag for some reason or another. There's a rider down at the first corner, is it? There's 2 riders actually not running. And yeah, 1 down, 1 up and stalled. So that'll be the cause of the red flag incident on the first corner. Yeah,
so again, that's what we've seen. And of course, we saw 2 of the riders go straight on. And I'm not sure if that maybe was caused by an oil leak or a fuel leak or something. But some of those riders were very squirrely there as they go through by the end of that other race. And again, it's a very possibility. And of course, as we saw everyone go through. But yeah, it's a very peculiar red flag that we've seen that's come out. But as everyone goes up oblivion now, and they're going to be either probably put back into the pit lane or maybe reordered on the grid.
I think that I can see them heading into the pits just out the window.
Yeah.
So yeah, there'll be a full-on reset of this one. Not quite sure who the riders we've lost are. Well, there's one that's going back through the screen. Leslie Noble, is it?
I'm going to say that that's Tony Thomas or Leslie Noble, both running the 66, and I saw the number 66 on that rider's leathers there.
It said Noble on the leathers, so I'm going to go with Leslie.
There we go.
In the owner of that bike, and hopefully making the restart.
Yes, so obviously red flag end of lap 1 due to an incident at turn number 1 or 2. Again, just dealing with it at the moment. So as you can see there, we did just have, of course, a bit of a rain shower, and of course that did make the track quite slippery at the end of the last race. The junior riders managing to get through it okay, But of course, very challenging conditions for some of the senior riders there for the Super Minis.
Yeah, as expected, the rain has been on and off today. We've had about 3 showers in total. There's a white dove to signify that the floods are over. Or it might well have been a seagull.
It's probably a seagull.
But yeah, a big shower at the start of the day, which did make us question whether or not the showers we expected would come in, or whether it's going to be a full-on wet day. But it did eventually subside, and we've had about 3 spells of rain to mix it up a little bit here at Wigan. It's round 4 of the 2019 British Mini Bikes Championship. We are on our last class of the day, the Ultimate Super Minis SM Open. Race B will be getting back underway shortly.